Hello and welcome to BB on Blast, Down Under, Big Brother Australia.
Woo! I'm Lindsay,
And I'm Gaz.
and thank God we've only got one show to talk about this. Well, one type of Big Brother to talk about this week, although
Yeah,
four.
dedicated to Big Brother Australia for the first time this year.
I I wonder how many people have actually started watching Big Brother Australia because it has been really good.
What? But based off the back of our podcast.
Yeah, and
um,
just word of mouth.
maybe two. Um, I don't know. Are people? This is the thing. Are people going on about Big Brother Australia like it's really good? We love it,
Hmm.
but does everyone else love it? I'm not quite sure. I think it's brilliant.
Someone on Twitter, that potato person, I can't remember what they're called now. I think they used to be called Nefarious Potato. Um, they said that a lot of people hate Dan.
Why would you hate Dan? Dan is the entertainment this year. It doesn't make
Dan
sense.
is literally the entire show, so you might as well just switch off if you hate that.
Yeah, and you were concerned about the attic and Big Brother coming to fuck up Dan's game.
Yeah, I was.
Now, what did I tell you?
Nah,
It'll
because
all come good in the end.
no, it hasn't. No, I totally disagree. It hasn't all come good because Dan has lost all his allies, and that pisses me off. Like that didn't have to happen, and that
Yeah,
it's.
but tactical COVID scare, you don't get deeper in the game than that.
That was good, I must say. What the fuck? Um, yeah, it does annoy me that Nick and Mel have gone. I must say, I like their interaction.
Yeah,
It was fun.
yeah, we're losing now some like key characters. Like
Yeah.
this week, I feel like we're going to talk about people that we can't even remember now, like Mitch, eh? Who? The only Mitch I know is Mitch Muffin. Um, so yeah,
But
it's
I
gonna be
mean,
if we lose, if we continue to, or if we lose that entire alliance, then we're gonna have a problem.
yeah, and I can't complain because, I mean, come on, look at what
We had
happened at the
Dan
end of
for a
the week.
lot longer
Yeah,
than we
uh,
thought. Yeah.
yeah, and we had Dan, and the ending of the week was fucking brilliant. You sound a bit scratchy. Is your microphone working?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you want me to talk right into the mic?
No, you just sound a bit.
Tinny.
Yeah.
Wow,
Anyways,
it is Big Brother Australia, mate. We love a tinny round here.
lol. This is our last
I've,
time we'll be recording the podcast on Zoom, everyone, because next week me and Gaz can finally embrace and see each other for the first time in 2021.
hmm. However, we have got a new variant of COVID on the loose, so
Oh God.
let's not speak too soon.
Yeah, but they've said they're still, the rules as they.
Uh, yeah, they said for that it's okay, but they did also say it might mess up the sort of ending of all restrictions, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, but as long as it ain't messing up my birthday, I'm happy. I already had one birthday.
Yeah, I don't think your birthday will be affected, but
No.
apparently, where my family are from in Bedford, that they've
Mm.
got a serious problem with the Indian variant running riot.
Oh. Mm.
Don't you think it sounds like sort of racist to call it like the something variant? Like it's like, oh, it's not our problem, it's the Brazilian variant or it's the Indian
Yeah.
variant. Like, just
There
call
was
it
the
a new variant.
I mean, there was the Kent variant for a while, so
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
it affected us too. But,
Hashtag me too.
yeah, it reminds me of Donald Trump and the China.
Chinese virus. Yeah.
Stupid.
Um.
That's here for
But
me.
yeah, it's going to be fun to hopefully get together and have a drink next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
And
Cannot.
also, we can be indoors, so we don't even have to. Like, we've been allowed to meet outside, but I give you outside right now. It's horrible.
God,
It's cold.
it's
It's
horrible.
raining.
This
Like,
is the worst May ever.
isn't it
Absolutely terrible.
abysmal?
Um, and it would just be nice to have a proper catch up as well. I feel like we've barely spoken.
Yeah, because we not normally have that sort of like just kind of
Yeah,
hanging out time before the
yeah.
podcast where we talk
Don't
about
really.
stuff, which when we've come the end of the night, we've had a drink, we can't remember what was on the podcast and what
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, good point. Oh God, don't mention drink because I'm feeling a bit fragile today.
You had a skinful last night.
Just a bit, and the rest. Oh,
5 bottles of wine, I've heard.
not just me drinking 5 bottles. Me and my mum and Jack, and oh God, a bit heated towards the end of the night.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I won't say anything, but I've
Yeah.
yet to listen to your content.
Oh God. But anyway, it's all good. shall we talk about episode 8?
Well, before that,
Oh,
so in other versions of our podcast, you like to
other
tell me the
variants.
things you've heard. Yeah, the other variants, like the
Yeah.
Canadian variant.
Mhm.
We're now on to the Australian variant. You
Go
like to tell
on.
me the tittle tattle from the podcast you've been
Ooh,
listening to.
yeah,
Well, Lindsay, I've been listening to some BBAU podcasts,
go on.
including the podcast called It's Time to Go, which is a long running BBAU podcast presented by two guys.
Mm-hmm.
And not too much gossip, but like what you do here is like the sort of Australian viewpoint when you listen to that, and like you hear stuff which you wouldn't hear over here.
Right.
So I learned from that there was a bit of a furore over the fact that Sonia and SJ had got a pre-existing connection,
Oh, really?
and like an image surfaced with like Sonia and SJ like in the background
Oh, you frozen.
where it was from or what the connection. Then there was something about, oh, did you catch all the story?
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Oh.
There was something about like perhaps SJ was Sonia's makeup artist on something.
Oh.
Apparently that's what they were saying.
Hmm.
But anyway, now it's come out that SJ was a guest on Sunrise, presented
Mhm.
by Sonia like a few, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mhm.
SJ probably there to talk about her like social media following and her accidental hipster fashion
Mm.
brand. um, so that was the connection. I don't know why it took so long for them to find out that was why, but people were saying that SJ was getting preferential treatment, i.e.,
Mm.
going into the attic because
Yeah.
Sonia basically went, "You can't put my girl SJ out yet.
Yeah. I mean,
Lower the stairs."
it sounds we've heard this sort of thing before, haven't we? Housemates knowing each other and Chembot favoriting
Mm.
people and things like that. So I wouldn't put it past them.
And they were also pissed off with Seven's advertising of the show. And I saw the actual advert for one of the episodes this week where they basically trailed the fact that the war had to end and who's going to go, Dan or Casey. Can you imagine how pissed off you'd been if you'd watched the
Oh,
advert?
because you would know when by the
As
time
soon
you got to
as,
the last episode.
yeah, well, as soon as you get to the end of the competition, you'd know who's going.
Yeah.
What a stupid
Definitely.
idea.
God, they ain't got a clue, have they? Bless them.
No, bless them. No, they really haven't.
You
And
need
then
to
the other,
go on.
go on,
No, I was gonna say you need to be careful because someone told me, I think it was a potato guy again, that although it could have been someone else, but it was
potato guy. I
in
don't
that
even know who this
conversation.
potato guy is.
He's good. He's got a little potato with sunglasses on and his avatar, and he's very into BBUS as well. But yeah, apparently it's been spoiled who the final three are, so
Yeah.
beware on those BB streets. Do you know?
I've heard that too. No, I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Oh,
the thing is that this is the problem with the way they advertise the show as well. Like because they put so many clips from the house and competitions, you can sort of work out who's gone
right.
gone to a certain point
Yeah.
if you were to look back.
Hmm.
But like, why would you do that? That's just ruining it for yourself.
Oh, once again, they ain't got a clue.
I often think that with the intros to The Apprentice because they always show clips from across the series, and I think, well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna like spoil myself, but then I'm not clever enough to really like pick
but
up who's in which bit.
that's why I don't watch those bits because it's just just
Yeah, I always stop before the sort of next time on Big
yeah,
Brother.
yeah, I do too.
The other podcast I've been listening to is Too Much Tully. So
Oh,
Tully's got her own podcast, and Tully's managed to like have all the evictees on pretty much,
oh,
apart from those who refused to do publicity, which was Flex Mummy, aka Lil. She didn't want to do press for some reason.
who?
Lil, who got evicted like second, the
Oh, the
podcaster.
black girl. God, I
Yeah.
completely forgot she existed.
Well, I'm
Oh,
not
bless
surprised.
her.
She only got about 2 minutes of airtime.
Oh God, she refused to do publicity.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be associated with it, probably. Don't blame her.
What's interesting about listening to Too Much Tully is you obviously get insight from her series because
Mm,
she's got reflections from being a housemate and the current series.
mm.
And just a few stories that I've heard from there that have stood out is that on the first one with Max
Oh,
had a
yeah,
whole episode.
I remember him. Yeah.
Max was one of those, oh, but they didn't show this people.
Oh, fuck off, mate.
Oh, but what you didn't see is,
Oh, on the
we
non-existent live feed.
yeah, oh, we used to get locked in the bedroom for hours, and then we used to make socks into balls and shoot them into a hat, and it was really fun. It's like no one wants to see that anyway,
Is
Max.
that what he was saying?
Yeah,
Oh, come on. Come on.
yeah.
It's not good TV.
But Max did reveal that he was genuinely very close to catching Dan and Nick getting into the back of that sofa
Oh,
because it looked
really?
like it in the edit, and we didn't quite believe it.
Mm.
he said that he had known that they'd got out of bed and that they hadn't come back. So
Mm.
he thought, like, here's an opportunity to go and like ingratiate myself with these two. So he went off
Yeah.
to talk to them.
Mm.
Obviously they weren't there, and
Yeah.
apparently he went to Big Brother and said like Dan and Nick have like
Gone.
disappeared or whatever, and then Big Brother went go to bed.
Three in the morning.
Yeah. And then Tully had a story about getting out of bed in the middle of the night to pee and finding that she was locked in the bedroom in her
Oh.
early days in the house.
Oh.
And she said on the weekend they had like fewer staff, so they could get away with more. Like if they had their microphones off, it would take Big Brother longer to get to them, get
Ah.
to notice. And she
Loophole.
said she was trying to get Big Brother to open the door to go to the toilet in the middle of the night,
Mm.
but no one was answering, and she
Mm.
needed to pee so bad that she ripped the door from its hinges like the Hulk. She
Oh my
said,
God.
it was quite funny.
Did she say anything about the format and what she thinks of the new format compared to her format?
She says she actually really liked it, but she could see more of the sort of like life in the house
Mm.
around because of the way it's edited. We know this because they edited so many things in and so many competitions in. She
Mm.
kind of wishes that they could show more of people just like getting to know each other and living in the
Yeah.
house, because she said herself, like, from her time in the house, they were saying with Renata, she was saying like all there is to do is talk. And she was like, with the people in my house, I know the job they had when they were 14, their first
Mm.
girlfriend. Like I know them
Mm.
inside out, and that's how the viewers get to know them as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, she made comments like we did, like you can't get to know people in the same way or even invest in them as much. But she does like the show.
Yeah. I think
Um,
her season was very much character based, wasn't it? And
mm.
like even though there was competitions, it wasn't
She said
all
that
about
they were to win. They were to win money. She said.
yeah, yeah, because they just nominated each other, didn't they? It was
Mm.
yeah, it was just oh, it was just super. It was sorry, Alfie is right. It was a superior show, but I mean, the way it is now has its merits too.
I agree. I don't think it's a perfect way to do the show, and they with Michael. Remember Michael?
Vaguely.
Michael is really a super fan of Big Brother, so talking
Mm,
to him, they were going into like the format and how they wish there was a live feed.
mm,
Like even if they could like broadcast a live feed, a
mm,
delayed live feed, like after it's all recorded, like online,
mm.
people would. Tully was like, I would watch that. She was saying she used to tune into old days Big Brother and watch it live through the night.
Yeah, fair enough. Hmm.
Um, Renata Renata lied on her application form about her age as well, by the way. She said she was like 37, even though she was over 40, because she thought like she didn't have a chance, like being that old. And then she
Mm,
was surprised that there were people older than her in the house.
mm.
And then Tully was like, did you think they weren't going to find out? Like, they take all of your information. She said, oh, I just thought they wouldn't notice.
Ah.
But yeah, Tully's pretty good on her podcast, you know?
Yeah, I can imagine her being a good speaker.
Yeah, she is.
Is that it?
That's the roundup.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it was good. Just make sure you don't get spoiled. Listen to that stuff. Proceed with caution.
That's the thing, because obviously, like, all the people in the house, they're all out of the house now, so they could almost potentially let slip. I
Mm,
felt like Michael was almost alluding to someone's storyline being quite more than we've seen so far, and I was like,
mm,
well, that gives
mm.
me a sense of
I
something
don't like
coming,
that. I don't like that. How,
and they're probably not really supposed to say that by their contract, I'm sure.
how do they fucking keep it a secret? There must be so many people that know. I just don't get how. Oh, it's only the final three, isn't it? It's not like you'd know who won, but still, it's. I
Mm.
don't know. It seems very elaborate to have to keep it a secret for that long. I
Well,
suppose
yeah, since October last year, they all left the house.
they do it on Survivor as well, but just waiting to find out if you've won for months, that just don't work, does it? It's weird.
Kind of a bit of a loss of momentum for the housemates as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And do you remember the final last year? It was just so weird. It just didn't work at all. So hopefully they'll tweak it a bit this year.
It's a bit dry.
Hmm.
Um, Aside from that, Alfie gave me some information. And
Oh,
do you
wow.
remember when SJ and Mary stuck their head through the hatch and they sort of did like all this like sort of northern accent? It sounded a bit like Mark was like, all the old bags are back or something like that. And I was I'd be like, what are they doing?
Hmm.
And I said to Alfie, like when he mentioned it, I said, I think they were doing Marcus because I'm sure I heard Katie say house me, it's like that. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I heard that too. But apparently, what they're doing is impersonating a Scottish Big Brother voice that they have in the house.
Oh, okay.
Um, Apparently, like the night shift Big Brother is like a Scottish person. And then
Ah.
I thought, oh, I wonder if that's like probation boy. Like, he's
Uh,
Scottish, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
I wonder if it's one of our Big Brothers that's like working
Hmm.
over there. It could be.
Hmm. That's
And
cool.
then I was like, I wonder how often they actually hear the real Big Brother voice, and do they actually hear that? Because last year apparently it was like cast after they'd recorded it and they piped it in afterwards in post production. But I really hope they do hear the real Big Brother.
Yeah,
That's what I want. That's the question I want answered.
yeah, sometimes at least,
Mm.
even if it's not all the time. Hmm. Right. Should we talk about the episodes?
Let's go into the week. Yeah.
Go on.
So
This
Mitch
is
was in the
oh
house back here.
tell me a few things about Mitch, why don't you? What do you know about his personality?
Platypus.
Yeah, platypus bird
His
watching. That's it.
mullet.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you're super boring. Go away. Like literally nothing to him at all. Just boring. Go away.
Yeah. Um, I felt a bit sorry for him really because it's like he had a chance with Christina, didn't he?
Mm. And also
Kind of
because
awkward.
also him going, he was sort of a bit of a casualty of war, really, wasn't he? He just didn't really do anything
Oh,
to offend anyone. He just sort of got stuck in a situation, and they were just like,
stuck in a situation, isn't that the cage?
well, yeah, that wasn't exactly strategic mastery by old Nick
No,
there.
that was terrible. Um, why is SJ saying that she's got a new lease of life and doing a cartwheel? Oh,
Because
because
she's
she's
just
out of
come
the
in from
attic.
the attic. Yeah,
Of course, bloody hell, that seems like ages ago.
I know. I wondered if Dan had thrown the tofu away or not.
I
Asking the important
don't,
questions.
I don't think SJ would be doing cartwheels if he had.
No, that's true.
I put Nick was at the Weber Grill, and Dan knocked out a stick insect. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, and Nick said even the stick insect hates you now. And then he said, "Do you remember when you were king of the jungle?" Like Nick takes the piss out of Dan is so funny. I feel really gutted that they didn't do more to save Nick. Like Big Brother didn't do more. They could easily have done
Big
something.
brother,
Like, come on, their little duo was like so fun. And when Nick went,
the wet bandits.
I was just waiting for Nick to like, for them to go, Nick, come this way. And they just didn't. I just thought, fucking idiots. But then when Katie left, I was thinking, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Get in that cab, get in the cab, get in the cab. And I did it. And I was like,
Shut the door. Drive.
yeah, get her out of here now.
Start the meter.
Yeah. I just didn't you think they could have done more to save Nick, or you think it's too much meddling? Come on, we like it.
Well, they've just done a twist to stop two people going, haven't they? So
Yeah, two people who are boring as shit, who no one gives a fuck about.
yeah, I know what you mean, but they have to be a little bit like thrown it to random
Come
chance because it
on,
is Big Brother.
come on.
I was this when they had like bandages and shit or not? They went to
Oh,
the diary room and
I think
Dan
that
said,
was
is this ICU?
I think that was a different day.
I
That
think
was the
so.
next day.
Nick said the wet bandits need a leg up. Even he was crying out for help from Big Brother. And did he get it?
Uh,
Big Brother said, all housemates will find themselves on the spinning wheel,
oh yeah.
sometimes at the top, sometimes at the bottom.
Oh
You
yeah.
may feel on the bottom now. And I don't know what else he said, but basically he was like kind of giving a little glimmer of hope there, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then Dan
Big
said,
Brother doesn't. I like the way Big Brother does that though.
yeah, well, Big Brother totally fucked Dan, so that Dan deserved to get a little bit of help, which he kind of did later in the week with the carnage, which he still managed to fuck up. Dan said, just give me all 13 votes. This is when Dan was just like, you're doing the whole, yeah, just get me out of the house thing. It's just like, shut up, stop saying that.
Right.
And then introduced into the house was
Oh,
a big red button that said,
the big red button. Oh, that said, push me. Right?
Yes, they did say something about the big red button. And then some creepy kind of music plays, and then someone
It's like
has
Green Sleeves, wasn't it? It's like
Hmm.
was it that?
Maybe because SJ said it sounded like Ice Cream Van, and then there wasn't Ice Cream Van.
Yeah, SJ goes, "Oh, it's the old Ice Cream Van
Hmm.
music," and I thought, no, it ain't. But then I guess I'm not that old to know the old Ice Cream Van music.
Our Ice Cream Van used to play that orange and lemons at the bells
Sing the
of
bells of St.
that,
Clement.
which I used to quite
Um, I think my ice cream van had the just one cornetto, give
like.
it to me, even though it's not cornetto. But you know the tune of da da da
Hmm.
da da da
Oh
da da
gosh.
da. And then we had another ice cream van when I was at uni, and it used to like park up in the middle of the block of student flats,
Hmm.
and its sound was a cow just going. "Meow."
Oh God,
It's
that
so
sounds
good. That was a
annoying.
good one.
What if you're trying to have a
It's
nap
like a
or
big,
something?
yeah, it's like a Big Brother alarm.
You will get ice cream whether you like it or not. So the thing would be either a punishment or a prize for each housemate who pressed it.
Katie said maybe if we push the button, Max will come back.
Oh
Of
God.
all the things you could think of happening that won't happen when the button is
And
pushed,
that we
like
do not want to
that's weird.
happen. Dan said,
Oh,
whoever
by the way,
go on.
sorry about that. Max in his podcast with Tully said that like by day two, Katie was like wearing his hoodies and his joggers and
Hmm,
stuff, which is a bit weird, isn't it, when it's your ex?
yeah. She was obviously still keen on him, wasn't she? Fuck knows why.
He also said that
Oh.
she tried to turn it around in the end and started trying to rally votes for him, so he thought he was staying, which I don't think we saw it in the edit.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was just Dan who voted that way, wasn't it?
Oh
I
yeah.
think Katie
Oh
had got
yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. It was
I
a
think
massive twist.
yeah, I think Katie had got the votes for him, but it was Dan who had the one and only vote.
Yeah, of
Can we
course, I forgot
just
about
give a shout out to my eyebrows, please? Because I had them microbladed this week. What do you think?
what does the microblade do?
Like a cut, like loads of series of little cuts with ink in it. It's kind of like a semi-permanent tattoo, basically.
So they actually cut your skin. You
Yeah,
bleed.
yeah, it bleeds.
Oh,
It didn't even
that's a bit
hurt.
weird.
I thought I was quite hard actually, because she said some people would just never ever come back because they're just basically crying and jumping. And I was just like, it's nothing. I've got a cat. I'm used to
Pussy
this.
holes.
They're gonna last like this for a year. It's not bad, is it?
Fucking hell.
You
You're
think?
all right for going to another lockdown, won't you?
Do you approve? Think they look good?
Yeah, they look good.
To our audio
Now,
listeners, check out my Instagram, light up BM.
well, also check out this podcast on YouTube. It will be there
Hmm.
for one last time.
Yeah, because this is the last time you will ever see our beautiful faces.
Oh, also, apologies for last week when I couldn't edit the audio version or put in the music or anything because the file was so bloody big, my computer couldn't cope. 3 hours and 50 minutes, that was.
That's why it took you fucking half the week to put it up.
I have a job as well to do, you know.
It is arduous, I must say. Dan said, whoever presses the button first will be playing the game. We like people who play the game, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Playing a game right now, and you're playing it real good.
Yeah.
Um, Ari was like, "What if it's automatic nomination?" Well, if you press it, I hope it bloody is. 'Cause I hate Ari.
Do you?
Yeah, I hate him. I
I
think
do
he's so.
hate him a bit, but I kind of
I know you appreciate him as for some sort of entertainment value, but I don't like him.
no, not feeling it.
No, not
I
feeling
hate
it.
his crass wearing of labels all the time, having Gucci on his. It looks so embarrassing. I just think.
And it's weird that they're allowed to do that in the
Hmm.
house and show the brand because
Hmm.
obviously in other versions you're not allowed to show the brand.
I just think it looks so tasteless. It's just like, oh, look at me, I've got a designer label on. It's like it might be a designer label, but it still just looks like a shitty t-shirt with a word
Yeah,
on
it
it.
still came out of a sweatshop in China. Like,
Yes, you are. Um, and Nick said about the red button, can we get a step ladder for Danny? um,
so Tilly was the first to press the button,
hmm.
and then I think she said the big red button produces miracles and wonders.
I've got that written down. But what the hell is
And
that?
that was when the ice cream van came in,
Hmm.
and but it wasn't like a what you'd expect from an ice cream van, was it? Did you notice?
Go on.
They didn't have like the sort of soft whatever that is. What is
Soft
that
serve.
called?
Soft serve.
Is that soft serve?
Yeah.
the Mr. Whippy. It wasn't one of
Mm.
those. It was just from Scoops. I thought, oh, it's a bit of a crap
Oh,
ice
fuck
cream
that. I
van.
like this. I like the.
Yeah, you need the otherwise it's not a proper ice cream van, is it?
Yeah, just a scoop. You go to a shop with
Otherwise, yeah, it's just an ice
that.
cream counter on wheels.
Ow.
And arguably, it's probably a better quality of ice cream because probably gelato.
Mm.
But yeah, you need like a. I don't know if it's different in Australia. It must have flakes, don't they?
Mm, of course they
You
do.
know, 99.
Probably call it, a flako. Put a flako in
I'll
it,
have a Flaco in that, mate.
mate. So Tilly picked Nick, Mary, and Jess because of her nan. Yeah, it's what her nan would have wanted for her to have a fucking ice cream. Fuck off.
Oh yeah, Jess's nan. I thought you meant Tilly's nan. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
sorry,
just
with
like
you. Yeah.
Jess's nan storyline was like 2 weeks ago. Leave it there.
Oh, dead nan. Have an ice cream.
It's not even dead. That's the issue I've got with it.
Well, isn't she?
You could still get another storyline out of it yet.
Yeah, good point.
Oh
um,
no.
what happened?
Dan doing this fucking deal, trying to do this stupid.
Oh, like the alpha meeting, the alpha
Yeah.
people. He called his top six. Um, I called it the Cold War meeting.
This Gaz, you won't know, but in BB7 All Stars, this is exactly what happened with Dr. Will and Kaser. And Dr. Will went to Kaser and said, "Come on, we'll be the big players in the house. Let's take out all the floaters." And Kaser's like, "Yeah," wins the HOH, takes out a floater. And what happens when Dr. Will and Boogie win HOH?
Takes that Caser
Exactly.
and Janelle.
Just
Janelle and
don't,
Case on the
all
block.
of them. It just don't with this. Just these deals just don't fucking work.
Well, there's a lot of variables, and there's a lot of
Mm,
people who could be calling your bluff, I suppose, in
mm,
any scenario like this, aren't there? Isn't there?
mm.
But
Yeah.
the truth is that Dan's intention was to blow the deal, wasn't it?
Um,
I believe
I think it was,
that
but
it was.
he didn't really get the chance to first, did he? I think that was the issue.
So
uh,
my dad was questioning like, why is Marley in the big six?
yeah,
Because Marley doesn't really win anything. But I said I
yeah.
think it's just because of his kind of proximity to Katie and Jess, and also that he has a fucking personality compared to
Mm.
the others.
They're a tight knit three, aren't they?
Yeah,
They were.
even though he doesn't seem as tight with them as say Kate and Jess are with each other.
Yeah,
I just think because he seems to be probably because he's tall and because he's like athletic.
yeah,
That's probably why. But he's
yeah.
not doing particularly well in these competitions. I'm like, is Marty throwing these competitions or is he
Hmm.
just bad at them?
Katie went out on Marley's HOH. Oops. Um, um, what was I going to say about Marley? I've forgotten. I might think of it later. Um,
Dan said, I'm happy to do a deal. I really want to go to the top 10. We're
mm,
not going to put any of you guys up till the top 10. So that means
mm,
four will go. But I need your word. We have to shake on it.
mm.
And I think they weren't willing to shake on it at this point, were they? The other
No,
side.
weren't they like, we need to think about it and blah blah blah.
Also, there was a bit of comedy with like Tilly walking in with the ice creams
Oh
during the
yeah.
scrap chat and then Ari coming in looking for a jumper.
Oh, Ari was in the old Andy Heron strategy where he used to leave things around the house and then walk into rooms and go like, "Oh, I'm just picking this up," so they could hear what people were talking about.
That's quite a good strategy,
Yeah,
to be fair.
it was a winning strategy actually. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Katie said she didn't want to form an alliance, and
Mm,
then Dan said that he wasn't saying it was an alliance. It was just like a sort of what's it called, parlay, wasn't it?
yeah. Ooh.
like a ceasefire.
I thought though this could be really bad for Dan because if it got out to Tilly and all Dan's, other hench people, they could be like, "Oh shit!" Like we're just getting thrown under the bus, and then Dan would end up with no one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it can be expressed strongly enough how much Dan's position in the game relies on Tilly. Actually, don't you think?
Winning stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Tilly
Mm.
basically is a protection for Dan. In
Mm.
any competition that she wins, even Dan said that. Maybe it was last week or I can't remember what week. It's like, Tilly, if you lose this, I could go. He said that in the competition.
Yeah, he said
It's
it
like,
right out loud, didn't
yeah.
he? No pressure.
Oh, I've
um, Go on.
Dan said, "Oh, that didn't quite go how I thought it'd go. I thought it'd go. Not quite like the Rocky scene. He was
Mm.
obviously expecting a
Oh yeah,
da-da-da,
he's quoting Rocky.
da-da-da.
Yeah,
Is
Jack
that
was.
Rocky?"
Yeah, and Jack was like, "Oh yeah, I know that quote." I was like, "I don't."
I have an overheard conversation of the
Go on.
week. We weren't allowed we weren't allowed pets because my sister killed our last two guinea pigs. I don't even know who said that.
I think I've got Jess mentioning something about puppies, so it must have been part of that conversation.
Well, that's because the puppies came in next after that.
Ah, okay.
After that bit, I'm not sure who said that.
Hmm.
But it did make me think of controversial Lewis killing his guinea pig.
Oh
Shout out,
yeah. I
shout out, Lewis.
don't think he killed them. I think he got faulty ones. I don't,
This one's died.
I don't think he watched that he. I don't think he listens to this. But if you do, Lewis, sending our love. Happy Eurovision.
Probably too inebriated to care for an animal, I'd say.
Oh. What happened? I'm confused. Talk me through it.
Jess pressed the button, and that's when they got puppies. To which Molly
Hmm.
said, "They smell like puppies."
Hmm. Not that fussed on puppies. If it was kittens, I'd be like, yeah, but puppies, meh.
You're more of a cat person, though,
Yeah,
aren't you?
they're cute, but I don't think I'd be like going nuts. I
I
do
think
like them.
puppies have got very, very sharp little teeth, haven't they?
Oh,
From
really?
what I've heard. Yeah, they can like nip you.
Hmm. Get them out of here. Billy was psyching Mitch out to not press the button, and it was raining. Oh, was Mitch sitting there in the rain by the button or something? Being
Yeah, why? Yeah, why? There's literally a shelter just there,
Yeah,
like
just
where
wanted
the
to be
table is.
closest, I guess, to the button.
Close to the button. La 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 la.
On Mississippi, to Mississippi. Um, I've put Mitch is getting a lot of airtime. Is he going to get evicted? Boop, boop, called it.
So when he pressed the button,
Mm.
he was called to the diary room where he found the
Oh,
ingredients to cook for him and one other housemate. How
mm.
very convenient.
Right. Let's talk this through. Hold on. Does Big Brother have like a spreadsheet with when Dan presses this button, pass to the final? When Billy
Yeah.
presses this button, has to drink poison, something like that. You know,
Yeah,
it can't just be random.
definitely. I mean, they knew Mitch was going to get that one. You don't prepare a platter of food and put it in the diary room for
No,
nothing, do you?
no.
And it's not like if SJ pressed it, she was going to get in and find a steak there. She's a vegan.
Ah,
They're
good
just
point.
going to quickly switch out the steak
Yeah.
for a bit of slab of tofu.
Yeah. Give SJ a KFC, see how she likes that.
Yeah, that was mentioned in the Tully podcast as well, but how there was nothing for SJ during KFC challenges, so she just like enjoyed some spinach or something.
Oh, that's really bad. Can't she have chip? Can't you have chips? So the chips cooked in animal fat.
I mean, they shouldn't be, but perhaps it's
KFC chips are gross anyway.
I was gonna say maybe it's like the same
Mm.
oil for chips and
Yeah, but
meat, but it shouldn't. They should be separate.
they should give you an option for fuck's sake. This is the modern
Just
day.
give her the salad and
Yeah.
you know give
Um.
her a few cherry tomatoes or whatever, or a piece of the corn on the cob.
mm. But Christina said, "Oh, maybe it's a punishment for Mitch," and I thought, "Well, it is for you because you're gonna have to like him again for a couple of hours." And then when he come out, he goes, "Me and you are having dinner in the cave." He didn't actually ask her; it was more of a statement of fact.
Hmm.
He's like,
Um, yeah, Big Brother promised to lock down the cave. So, oh, that's all we
"Mm,
need. Another lockdown.
good.
Um,
That's not okay. Christina might not want to be locked in there with him. It's like Hazel and Daly all over again.
I don't think it has a door though, does it? The cave.
Oh, I don't know. Put him down in behind the sofa again. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? That room never getting used again. They should have put Dan down there when he had his COVID scare.
I thought that a better place to keep someone than
Hmm.
the attic, but then I've got a theory based on that actually.
Oh, oh, do you think they've changed the bunker into something else? Yeah, that makes sense.
That room we haven't seen
The
yet.
silver
I think
room.
yeah, I think they've
I've been holding
overhauled
out
it.
for that. Every time something bad happened, I was like, silver room. Nothing's happened. Dan could go in there next week.
um, Nick said that he can't see Christina being the type that likes mullets and mows. I thought, yeah,
Hmm.
no shit.
Do you think Mitch would look okay without his mullet and moustache?
think if he grew in the rest of the facial hair, then
Because it
yeah, probably. I can't.
actually
Thing
be
is,
okay
it's
looking.
the thing is like it's very hard to see beyond a mullet and a moustache, isn't it?
Right,
That's all
yeah,
you become. Yes, all you become.
exactly. Ah,
And also, he just looks so neighbours 1980s. Like
mm,
it's painful.
that's not a look
And to be
anyone
honest, I'm
wants
surprised he's got found a barber that can recreate that look now.
to. What is it with all the mullets on Big Brother this year? Just stop. I don't want to see a
Oh,
mullet on BBUS, so don't even think about it.
oh, I've got a Big Brother calendar update for you. Actually, I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if we had any. Oh, are Jed and Beth still together? I want to know this sort of
That
stuff.
was the update I was going to
Oh,
give you.
go
Do you
on,
want it
tell me.
now?
Yeah, go on. Why not?
So I was listening. There was a Sunsetters like reunion live on Instagram the other night,
Mm,
and I saw Alfie's name pop up there. And in the comments,
mm.
I put, "I see you, Alfie," but I don't know if he spotted it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, there was a whole lot of like dancing around the subject, and I think it was Latoya that was like, well, "Actually, we need to address this for people." And Beth basically was like, "No, that's it's over with, Beth. Like I've since coming out of the house, I've been made aware of like all the things that were said that I didn't know was being said."
Jed said this.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And then about Freckles was in the background going, "Yeah, I showed him the receipts." No, not really.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But he basically said that um, he's a friend to Beth and help her educate herself and facilitate learning for her because she said obviously problematic things that
Yeah.
were offensive,
I don't
kind
think
of
I'd want
unknowingly, I
to.
suppose.
I don't think I'd want to have facilitated learning from my ex-boyfriend about matters like that. I think I'd probably just go and crawl into a hole and hope for the best 6 months later or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Jed was very gracious with it,
mm.
and I thought like it was the nicest possible response he could have given, which was very Jed. I think he is that person,
I did see her post something on Twitter saying sorry for blah blah blah.
right?
Ugh, uh,
Um,
whatever they want to do. I
I
don't
got
really.
the impression that for Ty, that's like a relationship that's probably done. I
Oh,
can't
with
remember exactly what he said, but I felt
what
like Ty was a
with
bit
Jed and
less.
Ty with Jed and Ty.
No, Jed and Ty are like this now, and I'm
Oh,
like, is anyone going to ask why everyone's so okay with the fact that Ty basically betrayed him, but they
yeah.
didn't raise that.
It's
Um,
given. It's all game.
no, I felt like with Beth, Ty and Beth seemed to be done,
Oh right.
but
Oh well, Ty seemed to hate her towards the end, didn't they?
um, and then yeah, what I noticed was there's a real difference between the Instagram people and
Mm,
the Twitter people. And like
mm,
if you look at the Twitter followings of the BB Can people, like
mm,
the housemates from the last series, it's
mm.
not that big. They haven't got massive followings on Twitter.
It's like
But when you look
six.
at
It's like
Instagram,
six
they've
thousand or something.
if that for some
Mm,
of them. And when you go on Instagram, they've got like 13,000, 26,000
mm,
followers, or whatever. Like it's a lot more.
mm.
Um, but the people in the comments on Instagram when Jetson was addressing the stuff that he'd heard that Beth had said, obviously he didn't go into the details because why would you? All the comments on Instagram are going, "What did Beth say? What did Beth do?" It's like
I didn't know.
this. They obviously the Instagram people don't know. The Twitter people do because everyone's
Yeah,
posting stuff about live feeds all the time.
yeah.
But it's also like, why are you not asking? It's so insensitive. Like you can hear from the subject, from the way it's being discussed, that
Mm.
the subject matter was. Why have you just hidden yourself?
I'm just shuffling.
Yeah, that the subject matter was problematic comments about race. You don't really need to know the details. That's enough, isn't it? Oh, your mic's gone quiet.
People just being nosy.
Yeah, but also I just think insensitive, and sometimes I
Yeah.
think you're probably part of the problem if you want to just know all the gossip about it.
Mm. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, we want to know the gossip. We're literally here.
Well, we hear about it because we're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's true. I'm still finishing off the BB Can pods, so I may have some more info for next week.
All right.
We shall see.
Back in BBAU, the
Mm.
boys and girls are called to the diary room. Apparently,
Mm.
why? Oh, to get ready for the date. That's so
Right.
stupid.
Hmm.
I thought this is so much unnecessary like build up for something that Christina doesn't even want.
And it didn't. It wasn't even entertaining either.
No. So they had this meal.
Oh,
And
before
no
that,
bit. Yeah.
Tilly said about Mitch, he's the sort of guy you want when you get when you want to get married and have kids, not the sort of guy who you would date. Shouldn't they be the same sort of person who you want to
She
date?
said not the type of guy you'd want, but the type of guy you'd need.
Mm.
As if like, you know, I want him, but you could settle with him. Go on.
That sort of mentality is so dumb as far as I'm concerned.
So no, but
I have warmed to Tilly though. You'll be pleased to hear.
I love Tilly.
Yeah, I do. I like her better now.
Tilly's my winner. I want Tilly to win.
What about Dan?
I don't think Dan can possibly reach the final. So, I
Me
don't want
either,
realistic
but he's made it this
expectations.
far. You never know.
Mm. So during this date, nobody said that they lived their life like an international pop star. So that was a bit of
No.
a disappointment. It was just all talk about platypus facts.
Oh God. How to kill the mood. Yeah, it was crap. I didn't even write down anything. Oh yeah, Sid was listening outside and then said he's just talking about birds. Dearing me. Poor thing. Oh, oh dear. Go on.
I missed everything from after Sid said they're just talking about birds.
That was it.
So what happened at 2:17 a.m. on day 19?
Charlotte actually bothered to move a muscle and press the button, and then she got locked out in the night.
Oh yeah, she had to sleep in the garden.
Mm.
Huh. She said there are two possums running around the property. The
Mm,
property.
the property. They showed a possum. They showed a possum at one point, and Jack went, "What's that? A
Yeah.
koala?"
Oh, for fuck's sake, Jack. Fake J.
I was like,
Judy of the week.
"Yeah." I was like, "Racist? You just see an Australian animal and automatically think it's a koala." Anything like a fucking koala. I do.
Um, Dan's to everyone. Come on, guys. How are we going to overthrow Katie? I'm joking, he said.
Okay. And then Charlotte was putting makeup on Nick, and she made him look rather haunted, I thought.
Oh, that's funny because I've written she was giving Dan a makeover, so I was obviously just
I think
wrote the wrong name there.
no, I think she might have given them both. I can't quite remember.
Charlotte
Yes.
don't know shit about fashion.
Yeah. No, she don't. Oh, this was good.
This was so good.
This was very BBUK, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think BB UK, BBAU are the same though.
Mm.
Same sort of humor.
Mm.
Um, Sid won a private reading of Dan's book.
Mm.
Dan's book. He's such a David Brent, isn't he? He's the real
Yeah.
life David Brent.
Oh,
What I thought was hilarious
go on.
was Dan being inspired by his own book.
That actually kind of turned Dan's game around, didn't it? It's like
Yeah.
that changed his whole attitude about things. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, he started giving himself a pep talk about his own book and started crying about his own book as well. He was
Well,
moved by his own words.
yeah, exactly. But we learned a lot about Dan in
Hmm.
that. He said that he was an alcoholic
Hmm.
and he's obviously like very emotional about his kids. Like he's very proud of his kids.
Hmm.
And I think that was the part where he got choked up, and then Big Brother said to him, "Let's read a happier chapter."
Hmm. And that was the bit that spurred him on. He
Oh,
said,
that was about his first house sale or something, wasn't it?
yeah. And he said, I was reading the book and I thought, that's so inspirational. And then I thought, well, I wrote this and I'm me. Like he'd forgotten that he wrote it and it was like he was enjoying it independently himself.
He then said that he was going into real estate agent
Mm.
mode. He like put on a shirt and stuff, didn't he?
Mm.
And then Danny said to Big Brother at the end of it, "Thanks for your time." Like,
Mhm. And then he came out and he was like a sort of on one.
Wasn't he clapping?
Yeah. And Katie was going to her friends like, oh, don't worry, it's just his strategy.
He said he was going to level 8 and he had a feeling that he won't go.
And then Katie was telling Ari not to worry. Don't know about what about.
Yeah, she said he doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh yeah.
Dan, that is.
And then Katie was wearing a fisherman's hat. I've written down here. You know that hat that's like folded up at the front, like a bucket, kind of like a bucket hat, folded.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I hate bucket hats.
oh well, what's the like? Fucking hideous. Um, and then Dan invoked the evil dick strategy.
I've I've written he's the new evil dick, literally here, and I've put meditation versus meatball strategy with
Yeah.
the pots and pans as well.
That was so funny. Them all meditating and him and Nick just raising Merry Mayhem. It was so good. Um, and was Ari helping them out? I put Ari has gone to the dark side. Oh no, I think he was with the others. That must be the dark side.
Right.
Dan said, he's accepted that he's going and he feels free to be himself again and he feels alive.
Yeah, yeah, it's going nuts because he basically knows that the days are numbered. I thought it's not the best strategy, really.
You shouldn't be saying that, should you? But it's actually worked out for every day. I thought Dan was going to go. Every day Dan hasn't gone, so I'm happy. Do you think if you were in there, you'd kind of want to keep Dan in there? One, to be a meat shield, but also two, just for entertainment. I think you just want him around.
Oh God, I would imagine he's probably a nightmare to live
Oh
with.
yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yeah, like Holly
um,
was saying to Renata, like, does Dan have an off switch? And Renata was like, no, I don't think he does. Not like Renata was in there that long to get to know him, but
no. Retata. Then we had the comp.
Forgot about Renata. Hang on, Big Brother said to Dan, how important is it to win today? And Dan said, if I don't win today, I'm probably going home. So it's up there with oxygen.
Yeah. Nice.
um, I don't think it was called Walk the Plank, but that was kind of the theme of the competition, wasn't it? So
Yeah, it was a
they
balance
had
beam.
to. No, it was they were hanging from a handle with a
Mm,
little plank below them, which wasn't really
I know. Well, I think
supporting
it
them.
was like this, wasn't it?
Yeah, had no
Mm.
stability in it.
SJ
S,
got had a sick note. Ella,
yeah,
I'm a
she's got
celebrity.
carpal tunnel. No, she
Mm.
hasn't.
Yeah,
She's
that's
got something
Mary.
else. Yeah, so she decided to step down, to which Big Brother reminded her that she would risk nomination if she
Mm.
did.
Mm.
That plank offered no support, and they were hanging from this pulley.
It looked
Um,
hard. Looked really hard.
it did. It was another great one to watch. I find all these
Oh,
competitions
it's
really
so
tense, to be
tense.
honest.
So tense. It was just like it's just a nightmare.
I like make a few notes at the start so I know what it is, and then I
Mm.
write like who it comes down to, and then I sort of put my phone aside because I
Yeah.
just sometimes I just can't.
Mm.
I need to be watching everything that's
Yeah.
happening. And I've got I don't know if you've got anything before this, but I've basically written that it came down to Katie, Tilly, Nick, Danny, and Sid.
Mm.
Katie said, "I'm gonna go all day, Daniel,"
Mm.
and then Dan said, "I just keep thinking about your eviction tonight."
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. And Katie goes, "Oh, good chat." Ta-ta. Oh yeah,
um,
Tilly was asking Big Brother for if she could have a pet.
oh,
Oh.
um, sorry, it's just this thing on my computer. Um, yeah, what I love about Tilly is she seems unbothered about these competitions, and when everyone else is straining, she's just talking
I
about whether
know.
Big Brother's going to give us some sea monkeys.
Yeah, she's
And
chilling.
what I most enjoyed about this was Big Brother said, Big Brother has noted your request and we'll get back to you. And I thought, I haven't
Mm.
heard Big Brother will get back to you for years.
Ah.
Oh, like, I don't know, it's like an addict getting heroin again. I was like, oh, it's so nice.
And just as Dan started to like really struggle and he was like this, Kate was like, oh, do you want to go for 2 hours, Danny? just as he was like literally,
Oh.
like, his neck was disappearing into his spine. um,
Oh, and then Nick said that he hasn't gone to Harry and Daisy level yet. And
mm,
I went, "What's Harry and Daisy level?" And then
I-
Big Brother said, "What is Harry and Daisy level?"
yeah,
And
I
my
thought,
Dan said, "That's his kids."
yeah,
My Dan knew.
I got that. But don't you think don't think Nick should have said that because I felt like that made that and that could have the opposite effect of make him start
Make
crying
him
and whatnot.
cry. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought the same.
be careful.
So Dan dropped before Katie, and
Yeah.
that's when Dan said, "Tilly, if you don't win, I'm going home."
Mm.
And then Tilly managed to outlast Katie again, which was
Mm.
so good, so satisfying to watch Katie be
Katie
beaten
didn't
by Tilly.
actually seem that good at comps. She only won one, didn't she?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
I
she
guess
did.
so.
I think she only won one. Um, and I noticed Katie didn't whisper in Tilly's ear at this point, like she normally does. So I was happy
That
about
is a shock.
that. Mm. Oh
No
God,
Jess and Marley.
Tilly's noms were just absolutely stupid. Don't you think?
They were confusing. I wasn't sure what she was doing.
She was trying not to go after any big players. She was basically going
Uh,
after the floaters.
she said she didn't want to put up like the big targets because she didn't want to cause a freaking shit fight in this house.
Mm.
Do you remember that
Yeah.
shit fight?
Mm.
So I said Tilly says that Danny will do the dirty work and take out Katie. Okay, that was her logic. She basically said like
Yeah.
Danny will do that later. I don't
Mm.
need to do that now.
That's stupid because Katie
I
could
don't
take out
know.
Danny in the meantime.
Yeah,
It's
but Tilly's also not really at risk of Katie at the moment because Dan, Nick, and Mel are there. But
yeah.
Tilly needs to think about her long term game being a strong comp
Yeah.
competitor. She's a comp beast
100%.
or a challenge beast, as I think they say in
Oh,
Australia.
it's not as good. Mhm.
So she nominated SJ because she influences the mood in the house,
Mm.
and she nominated Mitch because she thinks that he's safe. So he was the safe
Oh,
vote,
the
and then
safe vote.
Sid
Mm.
because he's in the middle of the two alliances.
Mm. Those nominations sucked. Mm. Weak.
Not the best. However, Mitch and Sid are kind of characters that I'm willing to say goodbye to because what do they
They
really bring?
they don't show anything with either of them, do they?
That's the thing. That's the other thing. It's like it seems like they're not bringing anything, but they're not being featured. So you can
Don't you
only
feel like
assume they didn't bring much.
yeah, if they were doing something, they'd show it.
Yeah, true.
Um.
So this was when Nick made his strange decision, having pressed the button,
Oh God.
finding out that he could exclude someone from the scramble,
Mm.
and then he picks someone who's on his pretty much own alliance or the peripheries of his own alliance to not be in the scramble and sit in a cage above the house for the day. Subong's cage came back.
Recycling again. Um. But Mitch was kind of enjoying it though, wasn't he? Doing a bit of
Oh, time of his life. Hey, you
fun.
can hear a whatever bird over there. No, that's not it.
Yeah. Dan said our battalion is making crucial mistakes, and he was right. Tilly's weak norms, Dan
Mel,
doing that. It's just stupid.
I think Mel said the same. It's like,
Mm.
what are these people doing?
Mm.
Um, yeah, he said that Nick should have put Sid up there, which is true because Sid is the one who this they can't trust. Sid is the one that's trying to flip things on this alliance, and I
Mm.
think he already did last before
Yeah.
this episode, right?
Do you think if Mitch hadn't been put in the cage, though, it would have made any difference to the vote in the end?
Mm, that's a good point.
I don't think so.
How much could Mitch really do?
Yeah, well, what's he going to do? I'll tell you what this type of bird is in the garden. Oh, you're all right.
It's funny though because he was considered the safe vote.
Mm.
So what is the deciding factor that Mitch goes that he's
Because
too close
Katie
to
had
Dan?
more, yeah, Katie had more people on her side. And Tilly should never have put up anyone from Dan's side. It was stupid. Um, Sid said people don't have the balls to do the right thing, and I thought, what is the right thing? I wasn't sure. And then
There was
Katie
a
was like,
plan to get rid of SJ though. I don't know who was initiating that.
oh, Katie was
Dan, I suppose.
Katie was trying to persuade Christina to get Mitch out, and I thought, oh, after their romantic date,
Um, yeah. Do you know how Christina voted?
she did vote Mitch out, didn't she?
She did. She
Hmm.
did. Yeah.
And
To
Mitch
be
was,
fair, you would want him as far away from you as possible. Like if he
yeah,
was in the
that's true.
cage, great, because he can't get to you. If he's out of
Yeah.
the house, even better. He's took a taxi. He's gone home.
Coming out of my cage, and I've been doing it. Just evicted. Mitch, I did enjoy Mitch shouting his campaign from the box, going, "Oh, keep me in the house." Can't remember.
Yeah.
That
He
was
said,
quite funny.
I'm a nice guy and I'm crap at comps." He says that
Yeah,
I'm crap at challenges, which is a strong point actually. If you're
yeah,
shit at challenges, you are kind of
mm,
more likely to stay.
yeah. Next thing I've got is the eviction ceremony.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Christina apparently was gonna be voting out SJ originally
Mm,
before Kay got to her.
mm.
Um,
Katie is quite good at getting in people's ears and campaigning. She's a dangerous player. She was.
my the first thing I noticed during the eviction room was Tilly's pink PVC dress, and I have to say I was a big fan of it.
Hmm. Was this the day that Tilly looked like she put her makeup on with a trowel? One day she was wearing a hell of a lot of makeup.
Well, I'll tell you about that
Hmm.
courtesy of Alfie
Oh,
Sheldon. I've got the facts here.
oh, go on.
You may have noticed that on occasion, Tilly seems to be wearing kind of war paint across her
Hmm.
cheeks in competitions, which seems to be like a sort of blue clay
Mm-hmm.
face mask or something.
Mm.
Um, you can see this if you go on her Instagram. Probably you won't want to, but she tried to do a TikTok beauty trend
Mm.
before she went into the Big Brother house and gave herself massive burns,
Oh,
all chemical burns, all in across her like T zone. No, it's T zone, isn't it? Across the
yeah.
top of her cheeks
Oh my
and like
God.
nose, her bridge of her nose.
Oh God.
So she hospitalized herself basically, and her
Yes.
face was all swollen. So she's got scarring left over from
Oh
that,
God. I wonder what she did
and
it
that is
with.
why
Acid.
she um she actually stuck needles into her skin. So I don't know with what on them,
Wow.
but yeah, don't try that at home, kids.
Jesus Christ. That is interesting. That's an interesting fact there.
Yeah, and she in the post about it, she actually thanked Big Brother for being so accommodating because she was really like, she was set to go into the house, and then that happened, and she was just in hospital, and she obviously was having to have medication and
Mm.
stuff like that. So, yeah, that's why she said she was always in makeup
Oh.
or like the mask, um, in the house.
Jax said he started fancying Tilly now.
I think Tilly's a good-looking girl.
Yeah, she is.
She's got a character and a look about her.
Yeah. Christina is very pretty, but she's a bit more dull.
It's funny because Christine's kind of plain, but like she's classically beautiful. But Tully's got more personality and character, so I think it
Yeah.
makes someone more attractive.
Yeah. Tilly, not
And
Tully.
like, did I say Tully? um, but Tilly kind of like she has a sort of Sugar Sisters kind of look about her,
Yeah,
doesn't she?
she does actually. I'd forgotten about those. I noticed SJ was dressed in a tracksuit for her potential eviction, which I was not approving of.
I think SJ looks really cool in her tracksuit. I like that.
What about her Ghostbusters boiler suit
Oh, with the boots.
with the buns as
Um,
well?
to be honest, I know you think she's a tryhard. I like her style. I think when I'm 65, I'd like to have the balls to wear
Mm.
as kind of out there outfits as SJ does. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I suppose. I
You
like
don't
her.
have to be wearing cardigans and
No, oh no, I totally agree
you
with
know.
that. I like her. I liked her lipstick as well. It's nice. Um, so what was this? SJ said, "Can we cut the crap of the safe vote?"
um.
Mhm.
Oh, SJ said she kind of would like to know why she was up. That was it.
Mm.
And Tilly kind of went, well, basically, everyone up there feels like a safe vote to me. That's what Tilly said. So, yeah, she said, I'm a SJ said, I'm a jewelry dealer, and I know that when someone says, I'll have to ask my husband, it's because they haven't got the balls to say they can't afford it. To which
Mm.
Sonia said, I think I've done
Yeah.
that in the past. I actually really enjoy Sonia in these segments. I think she's really good.
Yeah, she's
And
good.
then that's when SJ said, "Can we just cut the crap about safe vote?" Basically, it's basically like point. The point is there is no such thing as a safe vote
Yeah,
on
which
the block.
I do agree with. And have you got this speech that Dan did that was, ended with he wants people who do nothing and are no one to leave the house. I like
Yes,
that.
Dan said he tried to cut a deal.
Mm.
Um, do nothing, say nothing, are no one, and then it cut to Charlotte, which I thought that was such a brilliant but shady
Ding.
production decision. Yeah.
um, Dan said, I might as well just say whatever I like now. I'm on the operating table and they've got the defibrillators out.
Yeah. Yeah, she said, "Do you feel like a?" Sonia said, "Do you feel like a dead man walking?"
Yeah.
And Sonia also said earlier, "There's been a lot of talk about a war, a friendly war." She said, and I thought,
Mm.
I don't think it's that friendly,
No,
to be honest.
I don't think any war is too friendly. Friendly fire. And then we have Mitch comparing the housemates to different birds. What do you think about that?
Honestly,
I thought it was quite cute, but you know,
a logical end to his storyline, I would say,
yeah.
perhaps. Yeah,
He said
yeah, I guess.
Dan was a wise owl. I noted.
To which Dan nodded in agreement.
I'm
Dan was
not
like,
sure
"Oh,
Dan is a wise owl. I'd put him more as a peacock or something.
no, I don't think so." Yeah,
So you think?
I've written here what bird. Yeah, I've written here what bird did he have for Charlotte? A miserable old emu.
What birds would we be? Say me as a bird. What would you say?
What would you be?
You'd be
I'm trying to think of like a bird with like a nice coloured bill
oh yeah,
because of your lipstick.
like a
But I don't know,
toucan or something.
like a toucan.
I've got a fucking huge beak.
Yeah, big mouth.
I think you'd be something like a parrot, chatting shit.
I, I can go for that.
And colourful.
Mhm.
I've put here SJ is coming off like a cranky bitch.
She said she isn't trying to fight bombastically.
Mm,
She's not trying to say, you vote for this and I'll keep you safe.
mm,
I'm fighting for myself, she said. I'm fighting for myself every time I'm here, Sonia. Yeah, that speech was a bit of nothing, actually. I don't know
yeah.
if SJ knew where she was going with that.
Mm.
And then it was the vote.
Mitch got 9 votes. Quite a lot.
Sid, no votes. SJ, 4 votes.
Mm,
We saw Nick vote for SJ. He said he lost a bit of trust with her.
mm.
Mary said, today I'll be voting for Mick. Oh, Mitch.
Says it all.
Yeah.
Not a good sign.
I've written here Christina needs to stop. She said to Nick, I'll see you on the outside. And he was like,
Oh
I'm going to
yeah.
miss you. And she said, I'll miss you too. It's like, bitch, like you
Yeah.
don't like him.
Mm.
Have the guts to sort of draw the line in the sand.
Yeah,
Like,
but
come
she's
on.
never gonna have to see him again, so it doesn't matter. Well, fine.
No, don't give him that false hope. I think it's not fair.
Yeah, I suppose.
That date was Mitch's highlight, he said, in the taxi home.
Oh
And
god.
then he said Danny, Mitch, and Mel are goners if they don't win challenges,
Mm.
which, to be
Wow.
honest, true words say.
Correct. That was
Do
it.
you want to roll? Do you want to roll into the next one, or do you want to quick?
Can we have a break?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a wee break.
All right
Hold
then.
on, I'll pause.
We'll be right back.
We're back for hopefully you can't hear that. Skype, not Skype, Zoom is piping
Zoom
up.
has started talking. Zoom didn't used to do that. I don't know why it's doing that
I
now.
think it's trying to blow up your spot if you're secretly recording someone.
Yeah, but I mean, is the flashing red light not enough in the
Yeah,
corner?
that's
Like
true.
it always used to flash. I don't actually know if it did. Maybe it did.
I don't know actually. So not BB9, episode 9 started with Ari referring to different people as brands, taking
I'm
a look
sure
at
you enjoyed that.
Taking a leaf out of Mitch's book there. Why would I enjoy that?
Because you said, "Oh, Ari's always wearing brands, and
Mm,
that's basically like his thing, and that's tedious."
mm.
My only thing that I did laugh at was when he said Mel is Target with a capital T.
He said Christina is Dior. Ugh, Johnny Depp.
I see that
Yeah,
actually.
Jesse is Nike. He said Marley something about a gangster, and I was like,
There was I wasn't okay with that. Yeah, he compared him to
racist.
Yeezy, and he
Mm.
said he's very cool and collected, which was fine, but he said very
Mm.
gangster-esque. It's
He's
like,
not gangster at all. He's like wears sports brands most of the time.
I mean, yeah,
I think
I
we
don't know if Yeezy is even gangster
no, it's like all
himself,
those
really.
beige sacks that he puts people in.
Isn't it? Who's it that does Yeezy? Jay-Z or
Oh, isn't it
Kanye?
Kanye?
Maybe it's Kanye.
Yeah, because he is Yee, isn't he?
What's that what he calls himself?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just know it's an Adidas collab,
It's
isn't it?
yeah, no, it's Kanye's brand, I think. I think I know this from keeping up with the Kardashians, but I could be wrong. Anyway,
Yeah, you're probably right then.
I said to Jack, if Gaz was a brand, what would he be? And Jack said TK Maxx.
Oh, I mean, that's a lot of brands in one, so maybe that's good.
That's an insult or a compliment.
I mean, it's quite
Sounds like an insult. What?
messy.
Hmm. Oh, what? In the shop, it's messy.
So TK Maxx, yeah, TK Maxx is quite messy. Yeah, everything's all feels jumbled out of order, doesn't it?
I feel like it's not
I
as
went
bad
into
as it
TK Maxx
used to
actually
be.
yesterday just because I could.
I fucking love TK Maxx. It's great.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Shut up. So, oh, this was when Dan and Nick had the tomato ketchup on their heads, and I've said Dan and Nick are the new
Really
nasty.
milking it, weren't
Dan and Nick are the new nasty Nick and Victor in All Stars.
they?
um, and then BB was rinsing Nick for putting his allies in a cage.
Yeah, all rightly so.
um, what was this? Who had a cleaning punishment?
Tilly pressed the button and she had
Mm.
to allocate. Uh, why'd she have to allocate? I don't know why I put that. Tilly presses the button again and allocates Jess. Jess, maybe she said she allocated Jess, to be her fellow house janitor.
Mm.
That was what it was.
Was this
Tilly
section?
said, "I'd benefit from this punishment because everyone's really happy for me for doing all the cleaning."
Did you think this section was sponsored by Sunlight?
It should have been. They missed the trick there. They really should have got someone in. I wonder who the Australian. I thought Australian brands are probably the same as ours, aren't they?
Probably,
Would have
but
been
just
like Fairy or
with
something.
O on the end.
Fairio.
Fairio. Dan and Mel were plotting a new game plan, which was the survival game plan at the moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mel said to Dan, yesterday couldn't have gone any worse.
well, it could have.
Dan said,
um,
Dan is looking for a solution from the sky. Has he said that or have I said that?
yeah, and
That's
then
his
there was
opinion.
a crow eating some orange peel. I don't know if that was part of the game plan or. And Dan said, "I'm only just warming up." Sweet. I'd like to see him in full gear. Mel was crying in the diary room, but she said she's not going to go down with the ship. And I thought, oh, is she going to turn on her alliance? And actually, she kind of did.
Yeah, she said she couldn't afford to, didn't she? It was the
Mm.
whole I need the money for my family
Yeah,
thing.
sob story. Um,
Oh, Dan pushed the button for his comedy
mm.
relief edit with the floor is lava,
Mm.
and Big Brother said if you touch the floor you'll be punished, and so will the whole house. What did
Big,
you think of that?
Big Brother said, "You best not burn those little hoofs. You'll do yourself a mischief." Which I like. I thought there was a good strategy of throwing the two pillows everywhere you go and trying to walk on them. That was actually quite good. Little hoofs.
Oops.
Hoofs.
Don't you think like sometimes the way like Big Brother's saying that to Dan, as other housemates, you must think he's the favorite. Like
Yeah.
Charlotte must think they didn't give a fuck about me.
Dan must get called to the DR like 15 times a day. Charlotte's like probably
Definitely.
in there once a week.
Probably ask Charlotte to leave when she comes in because they've got a scene lined up for Dan.
Yeah.
So Marley pushed the button and he won KFC in the diary room. We got another fast food in the diary room scenario, Lindsay. We don't agree with it, do we?
No. And I've never got that many chips with a KFC in my life. That was about 10 chips that he had there. Shocking.
Also noticed they'd like sawn off the top of the box so
Mm.
the chicken could be seen to be like piled up.
Uh,
But in doing so, they'd like cut off the brand. I was like, what do you? I guess you want the chicken on show, but
mm.
where's your brand?
We know what KFC sells, Big Brother. You don't need to force it down our throats like you did forced it down Marley's. I would not like people watching me eat that chicken on that big screen. That would freak me out. Why?
Could they all see him? Could they see him
Yeah,
eating
he was
it?
on the screen. Yeah, it was just a oh hell no.
That sort of feeds into your
Yeah, it
own
does.
personal feelings about your own eating.
It does. And then Dan sort of face planted in the living room when he was trying to get out.
It's
Oh, you're right.
yeah, it's just really raining now. Got the window
Oh,
open, I can hear it.
ah. Yeah. Dan sort of tried to leave the living room and collapsed, and then he touched the floor. Oh, and everyone had to go in the pool.
He was making the right scene, wasn't he? Don't you think he wanted that, didn't he? He was like, oh, here's a chance to get more airtime.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, actually, they all. It's funny because you think Australia is a hot place, so the
Mm.
pool, must be fine all the time. You want to be in the pool, but
Yeah.
clearly where they are, it gets sort of battered by the
Yeah.
elements a little bit, doesn't it? Like we've seen
Yeah.
Sonia
The
being blown
rain and
around outside the
yeah.
house,
Yeah, because
but
it's by the cliff, isn't it? It's windy.
yeah, but they looked like they were really freezing in the pool,
Mm.
didn't it?
It was so funny.
Ah,
Dan had to count to 1,000 before they could get out of the pool. I've never seen anyone count so slow in my entire life. And then he was like, "Who wants to join my alliance?" It's so good, so funny.
and he's turned it into like an auction, didn't he? He was like
That
an
was so
auction,
good.
whatever they call it. What do they call that person in the auction?
Oh yeah, auctioneer.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was good TV all round. Um, and
Marley described that KFC as the best meal of his life.
I
Marley.
I thought they were gonna kind of torture Marley and make him eat another KFC and another KFC.
Oh, like Preston with the chocolates,
Yeah, but
the liqueur chocolates.
it wouldn't be a good advert for KFC if they did that. I suppose if he started throwing
He
up.
ended up, yeah, I need the KFC bucket to
Yeah.
puke. The
um.
whole new meaning to the bucket meal deal.
And then this just made me think of Wendy's, of course. Shout out to Wendy's.
Oh, we'll be in Wendy's soon, Lindsay. You and I
Oh,
down Croydon.
we'll do a YouTube special. BB Big Brother fans go to Wendy's for the first time.
Yeah, we will.
That'll be
That's
one to
exactly what the
watch.
video will be called.
Yeah. um. Then we had a banner plane coming over, and I thought, oh, whose game is going to be blown up?
That felt very like old school Big Brother throwback, didn't it?
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
it was just a Big Brother banner plane, but still.
Yeah, but no member of the public is going to hire a banner plane anymore to like get a message to the Big Brother housemates. Big Brother's got to do that themselves.
I
Brilliant. I
wanted,
thought it was brilliant.
I wanted to see get someone out on there. Someone out. Get someone out.
Big Brother will be throwing tennis balls over there next.
Yeah. Put that net up. And the banner plane said, "Your loved ones are near." Oh God.
The thing is, they weren't, were they? They
No,
weren't near. There was
just a
they
letter,
got
wasn't
this box of letters delivered, yeah.
it? Hmm.
And Big Brother goes, "Oh, you've been away from your family for almost 3 weeks now." And I thought,
Oh, big deal.
feels longer for me. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even
let
see
alone that.
I didn't even see my mum since last October. It's COVID. When did you last see your
Yeah.
dad? You'd be crying if you got a letter from him.
Dan said he didn't. Oh, Dan said he didn't expect a letter from his kids because they didn't want to be involved.
Hmm. He thought he was going to get
Um,
one from his business partner. That would be a
yeah,
bit
yeah,
sad. Hmm.
and
Didn't his kid say
his is
he vomits a lot?
yeah, yeah. His is the only one I've got any
Me
notes on because
too.
it's the only one I cared about. In the letter, they called him Chucky, and he said, because I vomit a lot.
That's a bit odd.
And then I noticed that Dan was as pink as the shirt he had on his back.
Did you
The
notice?
color of him.
Did you notice he was reading his letter out in a very high voice?
Yeah, he gets
Oh,
higher and higher.
Dad, you live on your own terms. We really love you. We really miss you. Oh, it's like so high. It's like, Dan, calm down.
Yeah. Oh, I have to say, it does make me go, oh, when I see Dan get emotional like that, because it
Yeah.
is that's definitely not an act.
No, definitely not. And yeah, the other people had letters, but who cares?
Whatever. He
Mm.
said, I'm not a perfect dad. I made some mistakes, like not putting sun cream on my head. He didn't say that. That's just me embellishing. He was so fucking pink, which leads me to, well, no, it's not yet, but well, I'll come back to it later.
a
He
lot
was
of
already
people,
limp.
a lot of people look like they had sunburn. I thought Big Brother's not appropriately SPFing them.
You need to warn them about that.
Naughty. Go on.
I noticed that he was limping back then as well, and I thought, well, that
Yeah,
must be from the way he landed off of the plank thing. He must have buggered up his ankle.
I feel like the limp was never really explained. It was like, okay, he's got a limp, he's got a high temperature. Has he got COVID? Well, if he has got COVID, everyone in there's got COVID. But then it was just like, oh no, next day he's fine. That's it. What the fuck was wrong with him? Weird. Do you think?
Sunstroke, I think.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, because that can make you feel quite ill, can't it? I've had that before.
Definitely.
Um,
Looking at the color of him, definitely. Or
Dan's
it's the new Big Brother variant.
Dan said this must have been in the diary room. It's the fast that eat the slow. You need to adapt to survive. It's true. Being adaptable is the key to winning Big Brother. Not getting down when you lose your alliance,
Mm-hmm.
being able to like wriggle out of a tight spot when some shit happens. It's true. That is the key to winning Big Brother, 100%.
Amen to that. Dan is a wise old owl after all.
Dan said if he win HOH, or whatever they call it, he'll put Katie, Jess, and Marley up. He said he tried to make the same deal 2 days ago. This is when he tried to do another deal with them, wasn't it?
I think so.
Oh yeah, and Jess, they were like, "Oh, we'll think about it." And then
Yeah.
Jess and Katie went to the cave and they said, "Let's make the deal," and then turn on him. I was like, "Ooh,
It was actually Jess that masterminded that.
yeah,
Katie hadn't considered doing it.
fucking Jess."
I got a question though. Did you pick up on this? Something in the diary room chat where Dan said something about a sheep in wolf's clothing or something, but I missed it. And I thought maybe
No,
you'd got it.
I must have missed it as well.
Um, yeah, it didn't even seem to occur to Katie until Jess said that. So I was a bit
No.
like annoyed that Jess had come up with it because Katie probably would have
Mm,
got lulled into a false sense of security.
yeah.
And then Jess said, she goes back and she's like, we're happy to shake.
Mm.
It makes sense to me
Mm.
because I'm not ready to leave.
Mm.
Is my Jess any good?
It's okay. At least I don't have to look at her. Oh, I hate her.
I've given up the footy for this. Like, I should be in the
Oh,
pre-season.
I don't want you to feel guilty about it, but my nan's very ill and I've given her the footy. Couldn't give two fucks.
So
Oh
it was
no,
Dear 22, and then Dan was hobbling around. Now, this
shuffling
reminded
around.
me of like a nature documentary when you see like a lame animal and you can't do anything about it and think, I just have to film it. But then, but then Big Brother did do something about it and they did intervene, unlike David Attenborough with a, lame gazelle.
Mm.
And they called him to the diary room
Oh,
and
I was shitting it with
Dan's
you.
what I wanted to know is what time is it? So many times they tell you the
Mm.
day, they don't tell you what time it is. I need to know what
Mm.
time was Dan hobbling around the kitchen.
It looks like the middle of the night.
It did, didn't it? But then the bedroom always looks like that because there's no windows
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
either dark or it isn't. Were you
Um,
were you worried Dan was going to go and not come back?
um, well, no, I didn't worry instantly. I suppose it didn't occur to me. Big Brother said they were going to isolate him. I guess there was a chance that could have happened.
Mm. He
Um,
needed some electrolytes, and they sent in. Don't know if it was Dr. Ottoman, probably not, as he's from BBUS, but some outside world person.
He said, "I'm spinning and I can't walk straight."
I was like, that ain't good. I thought, oh shit, Dan is actually going to go. But he
Then
said, I'm not leaving here.
Marley actually, sorry,
He said, I'm not leaving here.
Marley came right out and said, "Is it sunstroke?" So I think they're all probably expecting that it was that because he
It
was
must have
burnt to
been
shit.
it must have been that from the comps then, because when they are out doing the comps, it does look bloody hot, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, good point. When they're out in the hanging there
Mm.
in the yard, whatever it's called.
Yeah, and if you've got to hang out there for 2 or 3 hours, you're not going to be reapplying sun cream, are you?
No, good
I
point.
think this is a bit of a health
That's
and safety issue.
yeah. Big Brother ought to put up a parasol next
Yeah, think on Big
year or
Brother.
something,
Hmm. Or
or put them back in the basement.
splatter them with sun cream. Start
Just
at the
spray
top.
them.
Things about to
Big
get a bit
Brother
slippery.
sponsored by Nivea Sun.
Yeah. um. So they decided
So
to put that
to
down in the attic for his
to be
own.
honest, I might have thought he was going because I've written here temperature 38.5. Shit, because that
Mm,
is high.
mm. And I was reminded of when David Guest went into the
Mm.
side room to,
And
well,
sadly died.
die. And I hope the same fate wasn't going to befall Dan. So,
I like the way Big Brother announced it. It was a proper like he said, "This is Big Brother. Please be aware we have isolated Danny due to his high temperature."
mm,
So they put him in that loft,
mm,
and I've written, "I hope Big Brother's got good ventilation in that attic because imagine in the rafters of a TV studio. You know, the Big Brother house
oh,
can be hot at the best of
yeah.
times, especially in the roof under the
Mm.
sun. Like Jesus, gonna burn
Especially
up,
if you've
burn
got a high
alive up
temp. Yeah, if you've got a high temperature membrane, you'll be
yeah,
fucked.
exactly.
But luckily he was safe from eviction, so I was like, sweet, another day of Dan, I can live with it. So what was this? An unstable pyramid I've got written here.
Yeah, I got to that part of my notes. I've written pyramid balance. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I've remembered it's the comp.
What was this comp? Can you remind me?
Yeah, it was where they had this ever like a small pyramid with like ever decreasing platforms that was
Ah,
black. It was on like one of those kind of coils that you get those
rings. Yeah,
little rocky rides in the
yeah.
playground for kids.
Mm.
It was one of those, and they had to gradually step up the platforms.
Oh, that looked hard, didn't it? People were really
Yeah, Marley was, my big brother said, Marley shaking like a baby giraffe trying to walk for the first time. And he was like,
He's like,
yeah.
like me on the top deck of the bus. You ever get that when you're in the bus? Stop.
Yeah, when it just like vibrates.
Yeah, it's like stop. I made a note of SJ's yellow leopard print outfit. That was, I don't know if it was leopard print. It was wild.
Zebra, I think.
Yeah,
Zebra
zebra.
print. Um, Sorry, before the comp, I got here that Nick said he believed Katie's agreement and would stick to it, but
Yeah.
Mel said, maybe in the diary room, that she would take a shot at Jess,
Good,
Katie, or Marley if she were to win.
good.
This is where I've questioned: is Marley throwing these comps? And
Mm.
I thought that SJ would excel at this one because of yoga. Did he
Um.
ask Big Brother for a pet again? Does she
Mm,
do that every competition?
Why did Katie have her fingers in her ears?
I don't know. I don't remember that. But I've written here that Katie was crouching for a while, and I thought, is that allowed? Like, it
Hmm.
looks like you need to be standing upright.
Well, I guess if you're on it, you're on it.
Katie, it came down to Katie versus Tilly at the end, and I
Mm,
think what I wanted Tilly to do was just stop
mm,
and let Casey fall. Like if you
yeah.
just stop trying to get to the next platform and let that person fall out first, that would have
Mm.
been
I was
the
thinking
strongest
that.
way to play this.
I was thinking that because you had like 15 seconds or however it was. So just wait till the very last. I remember there was another comp like this, and it was whoever sort of did it at the last. Oh, I know what it was. Those box stacking.
Was Xavier watching them before he took the next
Yeah.
box? I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a fine line though, isn't it, between waiting long enough and then waiting too long. But
Mm.
there was definitely some strategy there. And I was actually quite surprised that Katie didn't put Tilly up for being a comp beast.
Mm. Who did
Um,
she put up? I can't actually remember.
Katie said, are we still doing it? Oh, she must have said that to Jess.
Jess went, yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hmm.
And then Katie put up Melissa and she put up Nick and Ari as a safe vote. And then we heard that
Yeah,
someone said Danny's in
I
isolation.
like the way they shorten everything on screen. I think it's
ISO.
kind of cute.
Oh
I
yeah.
wrote
Go
that
on.
in a public vote, I think Ari would go, and this is very sad.
Mm. So when they announced the nominations,
Did
Nick
you see Katie?
oh
She was chewing her nails to shit.
Nick went, cheers, mate, to her. And Katie went, I'm sorry. And Mel went, yep. Who said this? Katie is about as loyal as his. Oh, Nick said, Katie is about as loyal as my dog off the lead on the beach. It's a bit offensive, but
I thought you dog should probably be more loyal than that.
yeah. And Nick wanted to campaign against Ari. He said, I'm not going to turn on Mel. She's a good chick. And Mel said, I was going to do the same to her. And the next thing I've got is the eviction. So, what have you got?
Yeah, I just said that Nick was going around making appointments, like he was pleading to the HOH, even though he was nominated. It
Mm,
felt very much of a sort of like, come to my HOH room and let's talk about it. Nick really was trying to talk to everyone,
mm,
and I enjoyed that.
mm,
Big Brother said to Mel, "It's save Nick or save yourself."
mm.
Uh, Sonia, I put looked brilliant. She was in that black mistress outfit, like a
Mm.
very sort of dominatrix
Yeah, I
esque look.
remember
I
that.
thought.
Ari looked like he needed to iron his shirt. It looked right crumpled. I thought, oof, no account of taste, is there?
Was that when he was in the Silent Night hippo pajamas?
Yeah, there, I think it was actually.
Right.
I did see your tweet.
uh, Nick was wearing Danny's jacket,
Oh yeah, was that a red jacket or was that a green one maybe?
green, that
Yeah.
crushed velvet green one.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Katie would have targeted Danny.
Mm.
I don't know if she said that outright.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
Sonia probably asked her.
yeah. Katie said, "I've been waiting 22 days to nominate Danny," and Tilly rolled her eyes when Katie said that. I was like, "Yes." Uh,
Now he's gone and got the bloody Kovo.
um, Nick said, "I thought I was safe. We had an agreement."
Katie said it's shoot now or be shot.
Nick said, "How can you call yourself trustworthy? A handshake means stuff all. If I say something, I mean it." And Mel said, "Oh, they're taking a different tact." Mel said, "It's just the game. Good on them." I thought, interesting. They were Nick was sort of being sour about it. Mel was
Yeah,
like, "Good game move."
because Mel was trying to be diplomatic to save
Mm,
her ass, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Sonia asked Katie why Nick would think that he was safe. I like that.
Mm,
Like Sonia just goes right in with the shit staring. Like, why would Nick think that, Katie?
yeah. I,
um,
I was thinking they haven't really done a flim flam on this episode, but like I didn't actually know who was going to go out of Mel or Nick, and I thought they would most likely take Mel out for being a stronger game
yeah, me too. Me too.
person.
Because
Yeah,
she's pretty strong in the comps.
yeah.
Well, she didn't have her days were numbered. She had it
Mm,
not long. She wasn't long following him at the door, was she?
no.
Um, who is this? Katie said the war has been going on for so long that she thought she would be thrown under the bus. That's what
Mm,
she said. And then Katie said she thinks that she is trustworthy,
mm,
apparently. And then Nick went, he doesn't know how Katie can say that after
mm,
going against her word. I
mm,
guess I know, I guess now I know that that's the way Katie is playing.
mm,
As you said, a handshake and stuff all.
mm.
Um,
And they had a shot of Dan in bed. Did you see that?
in bed.
Yeah, they had a shot. They shot.
Oh, in the attic room.
Yeah, in the David Guest suite.
Wasn't he doing like a jigsaw puzzle at one point?
Was it?
Reading
Oh.
the thesaurus or something. I like that they had all that crap in the attic that you
Yeah,
genuinely find in an attic.
yeah.
Why
That's
have I
what.
written here titled Dan and Nick's Brittle Little Ship? I don't know. Someone
Oh
mentioned a
yeah,
brittle little ship.
yeah. I do remember that vaguely.
Nick said he will never jump over to the other side, and Mel said her family is riding on her staying.
Mm,
In the vote, Tilly said Tilly voted for Mel,
mm,
which I didn't like, I was like, why is Tilly doing this? She said just to even out the numbers. So I thought, well, why not then put a vote on Ari if that's what you want to do? As much as I like Tilly, that decision made no sense to
Her
me.
strategy is diabolical.
It's like a hinky vote or something, maybe.
Yeah. God knows.
Mel did a strategic vote for Nick. She was genuinely trying to save her own ass. She
That
said,
came back to bite her, didn't it?
yeah, she said, I don't want to do this, but I have to remove the emotion from the decision. And
Mm.
then Nick stayed true to his word and voted out Ari.
Mm.
So it was Ari 1, Mel 1, Nick 9.
Mm.
Do you what happened at the end here where Nick gave Mel a hug
Mm.
to give Nick asked Mel to give Danny a hug,
Mm.
and then I think it was the jacket.
Oh, he said, give
Did
Danny his jacket back.
Can I trust you to give it to him? He said.
Oh, ouch.
I think about the jacket or the hug. I'm not sure, but it was a bit like
Right.
you fucked me over here, mate.
Yeah. I missed that. That's good.
The thing was, I mean, clearly the numbers were all on Nick. Mel
Mm.
didn't have to betray Nick in the
No.
situation to stay, and she would have looked better and felt better if she didn't.
Yeah. It's that age-old thing where someone goes against their person. It's like, why did you do that? It's like you didn't have to do that. It's like what Beth did to Jed, actually. It's like it would still have been the same result and you could have looked better.
Yeah, but I suppose it's the survival instinct and the unknown.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
in
you've only
case, I
got one
suppose.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just so shocked that Nick went, weren't you? Or not? Oh.
Shot that Nick went. You mean compared to over Mel?
No, yes, and that Big Brother didn't try and take
I mean,
Australia.
I didn't expect Big Brother to throw Nick a lifeline. Actually,
I did. That makes me worried that they're just going to let Danny go when the time comes.
well, they might.
They better not. My interest in the show is going to really like halve if Danny goes, at least.
Yeah, it will be hard.
It'll be harder to get through. Well, hopefully they'll still keep it interesting. I mean, it's so much better than last year. The casting last year was absolute shit. Thinking of being left with that Matt and that fucking Dan and that Kieran and all these fucking Chad and Sophie. It's just like, oh,
The
so
thing
much
is,
better.
the casting this year is also kind of murky. Like it also has its definite crap, like low points, like Charlotte and Sid and Mitch,
Yeah.
Michael, Christopher. Like they're all
Mm.
quite pointless. Really, I don't know why they don't just scale back and have a smaller cast.
I don't either. Weird, isn't it?
It is weird because all you need is that small amount of decent characters and fewer shows. Oh no, more shows. Sorry, less shown in one night. It's like you only need to show us so much because you crammed so many people into the house. We don't need that. We could have all of the drama and all of the tension just spread out across a week. It would still be as tense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's less exciting when it's going to come down to people. Like imagine a week where it was Mary, Sid, and Charlotte on the block. Who cares about that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Imagine if we get to the final three and it's like Mary, Charlotte, and you'd have to double speed it, wouldn't you? You couldn't watch that. You'd have to. That's
Mary. Well, I really thought through with my carpal tunnel.
Oh God.
So if I think that's why I deserve to win.
Should we carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ari keeps forgetting to put on his microphone.
Oh, classic. Classic BB move, not putting on your microphone.
How did he get punished?
I'm not sure.
Do you not remember? He had to clean the bathroom with a toothbrush.
Oh, the toothbrush strategy. End times. That reminded me of the person who cleaned the toilet with someone else's toothbrush in Big Brother US. Big Brother had to intervene and take the toilet out.
Oh my God.
The toothbrush out.
Take the toilet out.
That is bad, isn't it? And that made me and Jack talk about when was it Jenna Jameson spitting at sandwich that Bear was eating and they just let him eat it.
I don't remember that, but I
Yeah.
remember someone sweating in the watering can and making Mr. Paparazzi drink it. Was it
Oh
the fucking
yeah. Who was that? Fuck.
Prince Lorenzo or some shit?
Yeah. But don't you think that's bad that Big
Maybe it
Brother
wasn't him.
let Bear eat that sandwich that she spat in? And then they told him and he was just like, oh, okay. All right, Big
That
Brother.
is bad
Especially now.
because you'd intervene at the point that that is
Yeah,
done.
happening. I think they've had
Yeah,
enough of Bear and we're just like, fuck it, suck it up.
but to be fair, I can't blame them. Hasn't he just had a charge put on him?
Oh, for revenge porn or something.
Yeah,
Good.
I think
Lock
so.
him up. Open the door now. In prison.
All right, I'm Dan. I'm Dan.
Right.
Um, I'll never forgive him for throwing glass at that mirror.
Mm. That was the least of his
Never.
problems.
Oh, never mind the revenge porn. Porn when he threw a glass at Big Brother's mirror. That was much worse.
So Dan came back into the house. It's like, yeah. And then he's like, everyone's like happy to see him. But then Tilly was like, he's gonna flip, and Katie was like looking nervous. And then Dan was like, who went? I hadn't noticed that his own best friend wasn't there to greet
Uh, that was quite emotional, wasn't it?
him.
When he had to find out, and
Yeah.
I think it was SJ was like comforting him. She was like, "I'm so sorry, Danny."
And then Dan did his high pitched talk again. He was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe he's gone.
Wait, have I missed an episode out here?
I don't know. Have you? This is episode 10.
Oh, I have. That's why you didn't remember Ari. Sorry, I jumped ahead.
Ah,
Yeah. Sorry, I jumped into 11.
I did think I'd written that down.
Um,
You wish we were on
yeah.
episode 7, but we ain't. Episode 10. Go on. What have you missed?
Yeah. Was it the diary in the diary room where he was crying about Nick? It must have been. He said, "I trusted him with everything, and I don't trust anyone here." And he said he always said he would go down with the ship. He will go down
Like
with
Dinah.
this ship. Yeah. Um. He asked SJ who put him up,
Mm.
to which SJ instantly started singing like a canary. She
Yeah.
said it was Katie, and Nick went with the landslide.
Yeah.
And then
Dan said, was it a close fight? And SJ's like, no, it was a landslide.
and then Nick Dan was like, I can't believe Mel. I can't even look at her.
Can't even look at her.
No.
Um,
But then Mel, it was revealed that Mel couldn't sleep with the guilt that she'd felt. That's when I was like, you dickhead, you didn't need to do it.
Done it. Oh yeah, and then in the diary, Dan was looking at the camera and he went, "Give me one shot at them, and I'll take the whole mountain down." And then he was like, "Sorry, I thought I was in a movie then." He's so good in the DR. Take the whole mountain down. What mountain?
Who knows? Katie Mountain.
And then I've just put Dan enjoys laughing at his own jokes, which was quite relatable.
He pushed the button.
Hmm.
The jingle like woke them up
Hmm.
on day 23. At what time we don't know. And he like legged it from his bed to go press the button. And
Don't
then
should be legging it with that lip.
yeah, sprightly now. It's amazing what a break in the attic can do for you. And then that limo came in. He goes, I think I've won a car.
Yeah. And he was quite clever here, wasn't he, with who he invited into the limo?
This reminded me of when I think was it Matt from Broken Hill won the seafood feast and he invited Angela to it.
Yeah, they were trying to get a
Or was
drink.
it the other way around?
Yeah,
I think it was they invited Angela, didn't they?
they did. Yeah.
And you really have to like consider when Big Brother throws these opportunities to you, what you can do with them. Dan did the best thing he possibly could. I think he could invite, in air quotes, 5 friends to enjoy champagne, pastries, and sweet treats for 2 hours in the limo.
Yeah. And when he invited Mary, she was like, "Oh, I've only just woken up." It's like, fuck you then.
Yeah,
But I'm sure
all right, off
someone,
you go.
yeah, I'm sure someone else wants to go and have croissants and
Wait,
champagne.
was Mary in there? I don't remember her being in there.
She must have been.
Yeah, apparently it was he took Tilly,
Hmm.
which I think is good. You got to keep Tilly sweet because he's reliant on Tilly.
Hmm.
Katie, Jess, and Marley, obviously, as the big three on the other side, and then
Hmm.
Mary. I don't know why you'd bring Mary.
Me either. Until he said, "Oh, they've got Ferrero Rocher." Posh, like posh. Dan's
So
happy. He loves Ferrero Rocher.
does Dan, actually.
Oh
It's one
God,
of
my
the few chocolates he likes.
my mum bought us all our Christmas presents yesterday, and she
Yeah.
bought Jack a box of Ferrero Rocher, so he was happy, and a soap on a rope.
Soap on a rope is so like sort of I didn't know what to get you, and this was in boots.
Yeah,
Gift.
she also bought him some Linked Africa.
Oh God, that is a throwback.
Yeah,
Dan's got an auntie
okay.
that still gives him those sort of like deodorant gift packs. I'm like,
Yeah,
why?
I know. It is like literally, I cannot think of what to buy you. So
Yeah,
it has
nothing
to
says I got you your gift in the supermarket more
yeah.
than
And she
a
got him some
Nivea
Nivea.
deodorant set.
Yeah, she got him some Nivea face cream as well.
Yeah, she did that in Tesco.
Yeah. um, so what else happened? Oh, Dan was
Kate,
turning on Mel, apparently.
oh, was he? I put Katie in the diary and said that Danny has changed
Hmm.
after the soirees in the in
Hmm.
the limo, and he wants to be part of the team.
Can you believe they started
And
believing this?
Dan
That's,
goes, "Oh, go on."
I just thought they were just sort of playing along with it, but they actually believed it.
Yeah, they did. Dan said, "Oh, I'm having to act like a little chimpanzee in the circus, serving people." He did like a little impression of like I don't know what it was. This sort of gesture of like holding a tray, and he said, "Serving people," but he's still the general. They just don't know it. The
Hmm.
general.
Katie said to him, I genuinely don't want you out. You add value to the game. He certainly does. Good TV
What
for
did you
starters.
say? What
Huh?
did you say Mel was saying before? Sorry, when I
No,
cut you off.
I've just written Dan has turned on Mel. Maybe because he didn't invite her to the
Uh,
dinner.
well, yeah, I think he was pissed still with the whole Nick thing, so that's why he didn't take
Hmm.
it, wasn't it? And I think, to be honest with you, that probably contributed into Katie's belief of the story because independent of Mel, like Danny was kind of by himself.
Yeah, that's true. And this was when Dan started going, I'm undercover. I'm deep in the belly of
Oh,
the
the
beast.
belly of the beast. We have to use that in the title somehow,
It's
don't
so
we?
good. I've got the perfect picture as well. You must know what it is. Or you
No, I don't think so.
when I'm skipping ahead, but when it was Katie going and Dan was sat there, and it went just after he put her up, and they framed like Katie sitting next to Dan, and it was just like the perfect shot of both of them next to each other, and him just like looking.
Oh,
Honestly, it's so good. It's just like just sums up that episode in a nutshell. Um,
unfortunately, we can't have any more BB Can and BBAU mashups like my
oh,
cover
that was
art from
good.
last week
That
that you
was
quite
so
enjoyed.
good. That was brilliant. Loved it. um, uh, Dan said, when I win HH, I'm going to put the three up and say it's for Nick. And he went, and you can call this episode The Belly of the Beast, starring Daniel Hayes. Okay.
I love that. He's trying to like write his own
Yeah.
story and even give the episodes titles.
Then we had this
Um,
green door business.
oh yeah, what did you think about the panic room?
Hmm, I liked it. I liked the counting. It reminded me there's something on BB UK that BB UK that
Yeah, I think there was a numbers
there
room
was.
or a room with a lot of clocks in it,
Yeah, there was
different
some. Yeah,
times.
we're thinking of the same thing.
I think it's there was like a room full of clocks and an
Mm,
alarm. One of them would go off an alarm and they
mm,
had to stop it. It reminded me of that.
yeah.
But I feel like maybe there is another one with numbers on the wall too.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of something.
I have to
Um,
say, it for me was what I call classic Big Brother. When I see
mm,
stuff like this, I'm like, oh, classic Big Brother. I
yeah,
love this. Like, oh, you got to stay in a room for hours for like no reason.
yeah. And I was thinking, is this the real task is blah blah blah? But I thought they might have the others outside doing something, but they didn't really, did they?
No.
They did actually have to count out those numbers.
Yeah. And Big Brother gave them those pens so they could like write on the floor. They weren't allowed to. Tilly first said, "Let's cross them off," and then Big Brother said, "You can't do that. You can't cross them off. You can use the floor as a workspace."
I like
Um,
the sort of camera work they were doing where it looked sort of all trippy and they were just like,
yeah, and it had like echoey voices, and then Big Brother started like
yeah,
reeling off facts with numbers. It was like
yeah.
Alice in
That
Wonderland,
was
wasn't it?
brilliant. That was brilliant. That was so funny.
Tilly said that numbers are scary, and I agree. And then Tilly goes, "Okay, we'll start here on this wall.
Mm.
12 plus 9 is 17."
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
Like, oh, eesh, this is going to be a long night. And then SJ gave a guess, and Big Brother said that is incorrect. And SJ's like,
And then
oh,
suddenly they were like, Tilly goes, "How many people applied for Big Brother this year?" And then suddenly they
yeah.
thought that was the answer out of nowhere.
I
And
don't know why they thought that.
55, apparently 55,000 applicants. I thought,
Hmm.
even in this day and age, get 55,000 applicants for Big Brother. It's quite a
But then,
surprise.
then when Tilly said, maybe instead of adding up the numbers on the wall, we need to count how many numbers are on the wall. And I thought,
Hmm.
whoa,
Oh, it could be that, yeah.
I thought that is so cool if that was actually it. And that is that considering she can be quite stupid, I thought, wow, that's actually quite clever thinking of that. But it wasn't that either.
Their Big Brother gave them the clue that the answer was written on the wall.
Hmm.
So they like looked for numbers that stood out, didn't they?
Yeah.
And there was this number 29,717.
Hmm.
So that was their final answer. And
Hmm.
then they came back out and they revealed that Big Brother revealed the answer was 32,502. To which Miley went, "Oh, so close." I'm like, it's not close. Like, what are you talking about?
So the punishment was for the whole house to be chained together. Also a classic Big Brother move, but normally I've only ever seen them chain two people together, I think, not the whole house.
Yeah, they in Big Brother, it's only ever been two people. But do you remember way back in the day there was a game show called Chained,
No.
and the premise was people would go into some sort of house or space and be chained together. And I can't remember if it was in pairs or more, but I'm pretty sure that game show was hosted by Mel from Big Brother One.
Oh, are you sure this was a game show, not some porn you were watching accidentally?
Oh, I mean, it could have been.
Yeah, do you remember Mel's hosting?
Someone out there will know that.
And I do remember Mel hosting something, so you could be right.
I think it was that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
That is a
think it was
deep.
called Chain. I'm gonna Google it. I think it a deep cut. I think it was
That
on
is.
either T4 or E4 if it existed then, but I don't know
Hmm.
if E4 did exist
No, I don't
back
think
then.
so. Um.
I've
So.
written Tilly is sitting on the counter, which I always
Oh, come on.
associate with you.
Complaining
Not
about it.
like yeah, you don't like people sitting on the
I
counter,
know
do you?
it's gross. So they all kind of slept on the couch together, didn't they? And SJ was snoring with her mouth wide open. Um, Dan was
Yeah.
Dan was toadying around everyone, going, "What can I do for you?" and saying he wasn't going to talk strategy. And he started,
Toadian, like toadfish.
yeah. Oh, do you even
Is that
kiss?
what that means? What's
Um,
toadian?
toadying, like yeah, sucking up.
Hmm.
Um, and Dan said to Katie, "You're the lioness. I'm just the mouse." He was laying it on so thick, and they actually fucking fell for it. Like, come on.
I think
Ari wasn't convinced though. He said Danny is pretending to be a nice guy, and
I think this
Dan's
was a diary room. Dan said, "Sometimes when you're deep undercover in the belly of the beast, it's hard. It's weird. Sometimes you got to suck it up hard. Suck it up hard." And boy, did he.
and he said, I was once blind and now I can see. And Ari said he's winning people over because everyone in this house is stupid. Don't try and corner Connor.
Yeah, yeah. This was a foreshadowing of what was to come, really.
Mm. But Ari also said he wanted to keep the big targets in the house to go after each other, which is a wise strategy.
Yeah, I've written it. Dan is doing anything for anyone, and he's not
Mm.
talking any strategy, and he's
Mm.
basically listening to all their boring chat. They
Yeah.
had a section of him like putting up with people's conversation.
It's so good the way he did that because he was really overblowing it with I'm this, I'm that, I'm the king, and then oh no, I'm going out. And the fact that he tries something new every time is so good to watch. Um, what next? the comp.
I've written that Mel had Rapunzel hair, and I wonder who did that for her.
I was wondering that. There's a lot of braids in that house, isn't there? French plaits and the like.
I've written button with an exclamation mark. I don't know
Mm.
why. Dan pushes and gets an advantage in the challenge. Oh yeah.
Yes. Straight through to the fourth
Yes.
round of the challenge. Still,
Yes.
he couldn't bloody beat you.
Um. Well. Yeah. I guess is that coming up next? It is, isn't
Yeah.
it? I said Ari said that he needs to win this challenge, and I've written luckily he can't win shit.
Oh, but he did win.
He did win. So yeah, this Noms challenge was in the yard.
The sand.
Is that with the sand? Yeah.
This annoyed me because they
So
said Katie was like a world champion at this. And I thought, fuck off. Why are they putting in comps that she's a world champion at? That pissed me off.
yeah, what was that sport? Like sand something or
Flag.
other. I was like,
I don't
what?
know. Grabbing that flag.
Who's this? The greater the obstacle, the greater the glory. Big Brother, I suppose.
Mm.
Katie said she's at home in the sand. I've written obstacle courses have come a long way since Nasty Nick.
I've put a shout out Nasty Nick here. So they kind of had to like
So
dig under this thing. What else they have to do? Go up a
beam
net.
rig.
Hmm.
Go over the net and
Go
then
over, under the
go
net.
over like a
Uh,
triangle of
hmm.
nets and
Hmm.
then crawl under the net, which is the
Hmm.
classic under the tarpaulin thing.
Hmm.
Then grab your flag.
Hmm.
So Dan's real advantage was getting to the final,
I was
which
sure
gave him a 1 in 4 chance of winning.
I was sure he was going to win because I thought everyone else would be knackered by then, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I thought that too, but also the even played 3 rounds before.
Hmm. Oh
Do you get me?
no, go on. What about the others playing rounds before? They get practicing.
There's an advantage in that because you've already
Hmm.
perfected your technique, and
Yeah.
as much as he got to watch other people play,
Yeah.
it's not quite the same as doing it yourself and seeing how
Yeah.
do I fit under this beam and stuff. Because
Yeah.
Ari came in with the strategy which he gave to the others, where he's like, you need to pull yourself through on your back because
Yeah.
you bend around the
Yeah.
bar. So yeah, I was thinking, it's an advantage in that you're not knackered like the
Mm.
rest of them, but you
Mm.
haven't had the practice. So it was kind of
Mm.
neither here nor there, really, I suppose.
I still feel like he had an advantage on the others, even without the practicing. But I would have absolutely hated doing that task, especially the sand bit. That looked so horrible having to drag yourself under there. What do you think?
Yeah, like in your face and
Mm.
eyes and mouth. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
gross.
gross. Um,
Um, it was a shock when Charlotte didn't get eliminated in the first round.
mm.
She actually got beyond a few seconds in the comp. I started to get a bit worried here, where Ari started to, show that he had a good strategy, and then
Mm.
he did really well in the second round. And I'd already
Mm.
thought, oh, Ari can't win anything, and I just thought this is not going my
Mm.
way.
Mm. And then,
Katie told Ari that
mm.
he can put up Dan, knowing that it was Ari, Marley, and Mel
Mm.
versus Dan in the final round. She said, "You can put up Dan and get him out." As if
Mm.
like this will be your resume move kind of thing. But
Was
also,
Katie doing her usual whispering before the comp had even finished that time?
hmm
So frustrating.
yeah, I've written Katie forcing her noms for Dan and Mel as usual.
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, she said, she actually said, you're voting for both Mel and Dak. You know you are. Bitch, you're not that fucking HOH. Fuck off. So annoying. Um,
My notes say Ari wins. Fuck, I cannot see Ari take Dan out of the show. Can you imagine
no.
seeing Ari take Dan out? How painful that
Yeah,
would be as a viewer.
that would suck. And Dan said, bring on the firing squad. um, Ari voted
Oh,
for
yeah,
Dan and said, I do not like him. Not very nice.
Katie's sport is called sand racing, apparently.
There you go. And he also put up Mel and he put up Marley as the safe vote. And
Yeah,
then
about Mel, he said, if I get to the end with a struggling farmer from the bush, I will not win against her. Which,
I Oh,
It's
because
kind of
he's
like
got
reading the audience, isn't it?
yeah, because he's got money.
Well, yeah, and I think he thinks that story appeals to Australia,
Yeah,
regardless of who
yeah,
she's next to. She'll win.
right.
I'm not sure if
Maybe,
that's quite true, but
maybe. So I think they announced the votes, and Dan said, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a game. It's just a game."
I've written don't do that. I don't know why he did that. He congratulated him and shook his hand. I
Yeah,
suppose he's trying to be gracious or
yeah. He
look
was,
like he's not like moving forward, like he's an amicable guy. I suppose maybe it was a strategy, but I didn't suppose
yeah,
want Dan
must have.
to congratulate Ari.
Yeah, and then Katie said to Marley, "Oh, everybody's got to
Oh,
do their time on the block." It's like, oh, fuck
yeah. And I
off.
thought, what about you, Katie? When are you going to do your time?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
she wouldn't ever volunteer to step up on the
no,
block.
bollocks, isn't it? Although she had actually already been on the block back in the day, and Dan failed to vote her out, which was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Um, Dan said they'd be crazy not to vote for me. But then Katie said, I've seen a different side of Danny. And I thought, no, this can't be right. Are they actually? And then I started to get a sense of they were actually going to vote Mel out instead of Dan. And I was like, well, I'm sad to see Mel go, but see you later.
Yeah, I can't remember how this went down, so I hope my notes reveal what happened.
Mm,
But it seems is it just that Dan had convinced Katie that he was now it is, isn't it, on side sort of
yeah.
thing?
I think, and probably that they see Mel as a bit more of a comp threat than
That
Dan.
is true because
Mm,
I think that yeah, that was the logic. Like you've got Mel on the block now, you might
mm,
not get that again. Dan, however,
mm.
he can easily fail at the competition and be
Anytime.
back on the block,
Yeah.
can't he? Yeah.
And did you notice Dan went over to Mel and she sort of ignored him? I guess because he'd been sort of crawling up to the other side, maybe.
Maybe I put Jess was encouraging Dan to put his vote on Mel
Hmm.
in order to stay.
Oh yeah, she said Mel put the vote on Nick. You've got to get her out.
Hmm. They did say like once it turned, they did say, we were rallying for you, and in a
Hmm.
way, they kind of were.
Yeah. And
Um,
Dan said, "I've covered all my groveling bases." Christina
I
wanted
put
to keep
Kate.
Christina wanted to keep Mel to get Katie and Jess out, and I thought I don't quite know whose side Christina is on. Do you? She just seems to flip to whoever's in power. I think.
Mm, yeah, she's what do they call it? Right in the middle at the moment.
Mm, mm,
Um, just before that, there was a moment where Katie was going around telling Sid that she's voting for Mel. So she was trying to plant the seed with Sid
mm,
to kind of propagate it around that side of the house, I
mm,
think. And then Sid goes, "Yeah, but there's a lot of people that want Dan out for many reasons. So basically, I
mm.
need to talk to the group about this." And Katie's like, "Totally,
Yeah.
yeah," like doing that overly enthusiastic head nod. Totally, totally, yeah, absolutely. Like basically thinking, "Fuck, why aren't you listening to me?" Like she was really annoyed by it. But it's when someone's like agreeing
Mm.
too much, you just
Yeah,
know they don't
yeah,
mean it.
yeah. um,
Yeah,
I-
that was actually interesting though. Christina said, to Charlotte and Sid, we can't win the comps. Like more likely to win than us is
mm,
Mel. So she wants to get Jess, Katie, and Marley out. So Christina doesn't really side with that side of the house, which is a good thing
mm,
Dan maybe moving forward if he can try and get into their alliance.
yeah.
You think that could happen?
Is anyone going to trust Dan though? Now he's turned on Katie. Well, I guess. Well, mind you, they all chose to vote Katie out, so they can't be that bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. This was when Chris were they bitching about Mel, and Mel was standing there. It was a bit awkward by the swimming
Oh,
pool.
yeah. By the pool, yeah. Mel's like, just down there doing her hair, and she
Yeah.
goes, "Didn't she say?" Katie came up to I think Christina, Sid, and Charlotte and was like,
Mm,
"Oh, you need to get rid of Mel now. Dan's next because he can't win a
mm.
challenge, but Mel is unbeatable." And then
Yeah.
I don't know how much Mel heard, but she was just kind of there, and then she sort of like
Yeah.
just
It's like
took herself away.
awkward.
Mel is going to rally the floaters to get rid of Marley.
Oh yeah, and I was like, oh, this could be good. Then Dan and Mel could both stay, but I was kidding myself.
Yeah, she said the best time to do this is when they think they're comfortable, which is actually a really good point.
Mm.
Mel told the floaters to think of their end game. This was definitely the flim flam section.
It was good though because they hadn't been doing the flim flam section that much, and then Mel said she would protect Sid and all that, and Sid said, yeah, it would be good to keep Mel because she'd be a bigger target ahead of us.
Yeah, and that she'd made a really convincing pitch.
Mm.
Sid said that it's now brains versus brawn. He obviously
Mm.
considers himself to be on the brain side.
Mm.
Um, eviction room.
Yeah, last thing I said was, "Is this really going to happen?" So I was obviously getting sucked in by it, which in retrospect was silly.
Sonia likes to get her shoulders out, doesn't she?
She does.
She was in purple and she had this sort of like wrap around the neck dress.
Mm.
Did you notice that it looked like her belt said BB on it?
No, I didn't.
Like a sort of back to back B and a B.
Oh,
Don't know
that's
if that's a
cool.
brand, but yeah.
That's good. I noticed there was a lot of good facial expressions going on during this, the bit where she was talking to, and Sid was sort of like eyeballing Mary, and I was thinking, oh shit, they are going to get Marley out, but they didn't. But I was hopeful because people were sort of, looking around like, are we, are we, are we? But no, I was
The thing
hopeful.
is, I didn't want Mel to go, obviously. I don't want Marley to go either,
Hmm.
but it
What
wasn't going to be Ari.
Marley's so boring though.
Oh, but he's such a nice guy.
He's sweet, yeah, he's sweet and he's cute, but apart from that,
I feel like he would be a worthy winner though, somehow.
really.
From a public vote point of view.
No, not for me. He's not done enough yet. He needs to do a lot more.
Sonia said that they spent 5 hours in that pack room, and SJ said that she went a bit troppo,
Oh,
which reminded me somebody had a shirt last year that said troppo on it, and now I know that troppo must mean crazy in
ah,
Australian.
what could that be short for then? Troppo, Troppo.
I feel like maybe it's like um
What?
I don't know, I'm just making up. Yeah, like if you were
Mm,
stuck in the jungle and you go a bit
yeah, okay,
mad,
no, that could be.
maybe. I don't know.
um,
Ari
Ari's
did some sort of fake as fuck speech.
Yeah, Ari was like, said he had the best interests of his friends at heart, and then Katie like looked at him and like smiled at him and nodded, and I noticed Ari like sort of pulled a face at her like when she wasn't looking, and I was like, "Ooh," I was excited.
Ari's Ari is so false in all his
Yeah,
interactions. He would always like do the smile and then it
yeah,
drops instantly.
yeah. You're right.
Oh, Mel started crying. That's why Mel survived. No, Mel didn't survive.
No. Ah.
Did she survive another eviction by crying? I think she did.
Mm. Dan.
She was crying about evicting Nick, wasn't she? And she said,
Oh
"I really
yeah.
hope Nick forgives me." And I put, "Imagine if he doesn't." Like
What?
after the show, like
Yeah.
no, it's done. Dead to me.
What about this? Dan said he was good at embracing change because extinction is permanent and the game is always evolving. That could be your tattoo of the week.
Mm,
Bit long, but
good one. No, I like that. Extinction is permanent is a good one. But then
mm,
it looks like you're part of Extinction Rebellion.
mm. And then Dan was given the whole like, oh, I'm in a very vulnerable position. This is basically what Dan Giesling did in Big Brother 10. Basically convinced everyone he was a weak player every week. Oh, I'm a weak player. I'm a weak player. I'm a weak player. And then just fucking cut their throats at the end. Dan is doing a Dan Giesling strategy. That is impressive. Shout out to all the backstabbing Dans out there.
um, Dan said though, I did feel it was kind of like a moment where you saw a bit of the real Dan. He said, "Above all the bravado, I'm a pretty busted up guy underneath." And I thought, wow, he's actually admitting that because that's exactly what I saw
Hmm.
when I saw his VT. I thought this is a very insecure man
Hmm.
who, well, admit I thought he was probably hiding his sexuality, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not so sure now.
No.
Charlotte, I've written here. Charlotte is the ultimate waste of space. I don't know why I've written
Mm.
that, but obviously, just occurred to me at that point
Yeah, this is
for
correct.
some reason.
Oh yeah, and then
Anyway,
when Dan
everyone
was
seemed to agree that Dan had changed.
yeah,
Go on.
Jess goes, oh, he has changed. It's like, idiot. How patronizing was that when she said that? I just thought,
Yeah, but you were like, weren't you like, it's working,
yeah,
it's
I was happy.
working.
um,
Sonia said to Katie, so you guys aren't gunning for each other anymore.
hmm.
What did Katie say? I don't
Didn't
know.
she say something like, well, it wasn't 100%. She was like, not at the moment or something, non-committal.
Right.
Mel said, keep me and I'll be a shield. And Mary said she's making a good point. And Jess and Katie like looked at each other like, I hope this isn't going to go the other way. The facial expressions were really good during this eviction.
Dan said he didn't think there was any reason for anyone to vote out Marley, and then Sonia said to Marley, "The trouble is, you never know, do you, Marley? There could be
And I
something
know.
bigger at play."
And did you notice Marley started twitching at this point a bit? I think he come
Not
into the
surprised.
yeah, he come in and he was like, "Yeah, it's all good." And then I think started to dawn on him that he could actually go, and he was a bit like, "Oh shit." um, Mel said, "I'll be a she." Oh no, I said that. Mel said she was going to go after Katie, Jessie, and Marley, and I thought, "Oh, that's bold to say. Keep me in, and I'll go after these three." I like that.
It was kind of all she had, but it's a
Hmm.
shame it didn't work.
Hmm.
By the
Marley's
time it came to the vote, Mel was in bits.
yeah, I did feel bad for Mel. Marley said, I'd like to think I can trust my alliance. And I was just like, I can't believe that this is happening and Danny is like completely safe or like seemed completely safe. Danny is the new
Mm.
safe vote. How did this happen?
Yeah, I mean, he
Mhm.
only got two. He only got two votes.
Hmm. Did you notice in the diary when they were voting, Christina said, Danny has betrayed my trust. And I thought,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
do you
I mean,
think
we
it's
haven't
because she
seen.
thought he had flipped to be with Katie and Jess? Really, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Could have been.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought. Well, I mean, Big Brother included that as well, so it's like,
Hmm.
why has that been included? Because they miss out so much. But yeah, I don't quite
Hmm.
understand it either.
Weird. And then,
Mel asked Dan on the block,
yeah,
who do I vote for? And Dan said, vote for me.
I didn't get that. Did you?
No.
I was like, oh, there goes the plan to get Marley out then.
So did Mel vote for Dan? Probably.
I think, oh, well, Dan got 2 votes.
And
Marley
one of
got,
them was Christina.
yeah, I think she must have done then. Marley got
Yeah.
none and Melissa got 9. That was some good film plan there. I was on the edge of my seat.
Tense. A
Hmm.
tense
It
eviction.
was tense. It was good. Good TV. I liked it.
Shame to lose Mel. And then it was like, oh, great. Now Dan's by himself.
I know. Thank
That
God
is
for
a
the
dead man walking, surely.
thank God for the pairs challenge in the next episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big Brother. Should we carry on?
Before we go into the next one, shall we break for a bit?
Yeah.
Because I need to top up my glass.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay.
Pause it.
We're back. Right, come on, let's do this. Episode 11. The first thing I've got to say is those BB towels are actually very, very nice. I like the pattern. Have you noticed?
I haven't noticed the towels.
Yeah, a lot of them have been sort of had them wrapped around and they've sort of got like zigzags and stripes and they're really nice. Keep your eye
That
out.
sounds like quite nice, actually.
They're good.
I'd like to look at those.
So we had the whole Ari cleaning the toilet with the toothbrush, which we've already
Oh,
covered.
yeah, that bit. Yeah.
Um,
Now I'm on the right day. Danny was playing ball with Marley and joking with Jess and Katie by the pool
and he
because he
said,
was still undercover in the
said
belly of the beast.
Danny said it's the midget and the model. Now that wouldn't go down well in the US
Oh,
territories,
dear
would it?
me. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's what he said. See, that's just proof, though, that that is not an offensive word in the UK and in Australia.
Hmm.
It's just something we kind of short people call themselves.
Finally, we're off the hook. Yeah, you're right. You
Jack
would say it.
calls Jack calls
There
me
you go.
midget all the time. But obviously, it's different. It's just
It's
me.
probably different if you are actually
Yeah,
a little person.
yeah.
Is that what they call it?
Yes, I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Um, uh, yeah. So Dan was going to Katie, blah blah blah. You lot deserve to be in the top 3. Katie said you could have been revengist,
That's not
but
what
you
I said.
weren't. and she said, "You're playing a respectable game." Dan said, "You've built an army. I've built a shelter to hide in." But then in the diary, and Katie said, "I'm keeping my eye on him," and I was like, "Oh,
Dan said, when I go off, they won't see it coming.
mm,
Yeah, Katie said, oh, the mood was much calmer though.
mm.
People are less threatened.
Mhm. Can't believe they actually fell for it. So good." Now, you all like this competition for the shopping task, Gav,
Why?
because
You get to turn over a new life. Is
it's
that
like
why?
Dan turning over a new leaf and dropping the new leaves. Mhm. Were you
Is that
thinking?
why?
Yeah, of course. You thinking Tree of Temptation vibes here? I like the
Mm,
no, not really, but I like the tree. I like. How are
it
they engineering
reminded
those
me
leaves to fall off? How was that working?
technically brilliant.
Hmm.
Obviously, some mechanical device to make them all let go
Was it not just
at
that
a
they were
certain point.
piping wind in? No, because then a load of would have come off at once, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and it was just
Hmm.
windy anyway. I think it was
Hmm.
just bad weather, wasn't it?
Hmm.
No, it reminded me more of that, like the love, peace, and harmony tree from when.
Jack, can you get the door? Jack, can you get the door, please?
Who's at your door?
I don't know. There's someone at the door.
That's a bit weird.
I know. I think it's a package or something.
On a Sunday, I guess you get courier delivery on a Sunday.
Has he gone? Oh, who's it for? Oh, cool. Thank you.
We interrupt this broadcast
Sorry,
for
I just
a
didn't want to get
package
up again because
delivery.
we're nearly finished. Thanks. Um, go
It's your letters from home, Lindsay.
on.
Yeah, it reminded me more of the tree from after they had that big old row in
Mm.
BBUK, with the running up the stairs incident, and they had to sit under that tree and
Oh
make
yeah,
peace. Do you remember?
love, peace, and harmony.
Yeah.
All we need. Um,
So each leaf that dropped was worth $20 of their shopping budget, and they had to catch it before it hit the ground. I thought this was actually quite a cool concept.
yeah, it was fun to watch. What they needed was a little net that would have helped them catch them. It's quite hard to just catch them in your hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Like
meanwhile,
catching a
Dan,
butterfly.
yeah, Dan was called to the diary room and he was given a secret mission to get a phone call from Nick. All he had to do
What did
was
you think
drop
about this?
every single leaf. I don't know. What did you think about it? I would have preferred to see Nick come into the house again, not just a bloody phone call. I suppose it's a COVID thing, though,
Did you
right?
think? Yeah, I just thought there wasn't any benefit to Dan to get a call from Nick,
Hmm.
apart from it's not having been able to say goodbye to your friend.
Yeah. And
You know, like Dan didn't. I mean, Nick couldn't offer Dan any advantage or
right.
insight, which I thought was a
No.
bit of a shame.
And also, it would, adversely affect Dan's game if people were pissed off at him for dropping the leaves too. So it was a dangerous.
Yeah, and this was it. It felt like a bit of a risk.
Yeah. But you knew Dan was going to do it
But then
because he's
Dan's
Dan.
Dan's kind of like so clumsy anyway that it's not
Mm,
just too unbelievable that he would drop every leaf.
yeah. Dan said, "Oh, I'm playing a game within a game." uh, oh, there was this horrible scene of Tilly making this food that looked like disgusting. And Ari said it tasted like warm cat food, which made me feel quite sick actually.
That was a tuna rice cakes.
Oh,
I mean, do you know what? For for Big Brother, it does seem like they're quite poorly fed.
yeah, it does. I don't
Like
know what the benefit of
I've
that is.
I think it's just because people get ratty, isn't it? And
I
it's like,
guess.
yeah, not having access to your normal luxuries. But
Mm,
like, I've never seen a housemate have to like sit and eat a tin of tuna or spinach out of the bag. Like, it's
mm,
quite strange. I don't know why they do this to them in
gross.
Australia.
No, I think I yeah. Well, they're obsessed with giving people rations in Big Brother. I don't know.
Yeah, But I suppose maybe it's also because when they do get KFC,
Hmm.
they're super stoked about it, and then it
Yeah, that's true.
makes the sponsor look even better. Maybe.
It's a better advert. Um, then we cut to Dan in SJ at 2:37 in the morning. You'd be pleased to hear, trying
I
to
am pleased
catch
to hear that.
them. And Dan was just doing really crap diving, missing the leaves. And then he was just like to SJ, "Come on,
Oh
let's
yeah, he goes,
go
"Come
get up
on."
there." And she was
Yeah,
like, "Okay,
under that like little
yeah,
cover because it was raining, wasn't
yeah." And it was just like, what the fuck?
it?
Why bother even sitting out there at all? Might as well just go back indoors, isn't
Because you need to be in the
it?
garden. There has to be two people on duty in the garden, I suppose.
Don't think SJ's got a bit of a soft spot for Dan,
Oh, SJ's got a soft spot for everyone.
apart from Katie.
Yeah, I think she has.
Mhm.
Um, Mary said that she was getting scoliosis.
Hmm.
Do you remember that?
That from a carpal tunnel.
Something probably.
I was surprised that the red
Excuse
button
me.
was still there, weren't you? It's like, I
Oh, yeah,
thought,
suddenly it was
oh,
back out of nowhere the next
like,
day.
fucking hell, I thought this was done, but no.
They definitely took it away when the tree was there.
And Ted's looking down his spreadsheet. Right, what punishment have we got for Charlotte? Oh, yeah, you're eliminated from the next nomination. Ow.
Hang on, you haven't done the results of the shopping task yet.
Oh, two hundred
They
eighty
caught
dollars
yeah 14 of their 60 leaves. So
Mm,
they did. They told Big Brother told Dan that his phone call was a $260 phone call because he
mm,
dropped
mm.
however many leaves they chucked at him.
14 leaves.
There you are.
Dropped.
Oh yeah, the button came back in the middle, didn't it?
Mm,
So Charlotte removed herself from the challenge.
mm.
Good. But as if Charlotte had a chance anyway. That's a bit of a waste of a punishment.
Well, put it this way, if Dan had pressed the button, I don't think that would have been the result.
No, I hope not. I hope not.
So Kate, this was interesting.
Oh,
Katie, Jess, and Marley decided they wanted Ari out because he was a comp beast now. I thought, fucking hell,
after one win.
yesterday you were telling him who to bloody evict. It's like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, you're fickle. And they said they wanted Dan on board with the plan. And I was like, I actually cannot believe that they now think Dan is their best buddy. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
And
What's
Dan
this? Dan said, even if I don't win, I'll probably go to Hollywood after this.
Dan was like, yeah, yeah, well, I'm down for getting Ari out. And then I was starting to think, should Dan actually stick with them for a while and just see what happens?
Yes.
Is that what you were
I
thinking?
think he should have done. And then when he decided to flip, I thought he's done it too soon.
So did
He should
I.
have stayed undercover,
Yeah.
the
So
belly of the beast,
I
for a
thought,
bit longer.
I know we're jumping ahead slightly, but I thought he should have just said to Marley, whoever you want to put up, you put up. I'm not bothered. Just let Marley get the blood on his hands. Just sit back.
Mm,
But he just couldn't resist it, could he? Couldn't resist taking that
mm-mm,
shot. And as it
mm-mm.
turned out, it was the right
Yeah.
thing. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Phew." um,
Yeah. But he's now
exposed himself.
repainted an even
Yeah.
bigger target on his back. It's basically like neon
Yeah.
bay glow now.
Yeah. He's very exposed.
Sorry about the phone call. Did
Hmm.
you worry when he was talking to Nick that he was shouting so
Ah,
loud trying to talk to
no.
Nick? And I thought, I hope these other housemates are like locked somewhere else or far from the diary room, and that this diary room is really well soundproof because they're gonna hear this. They're gonna
Hmm.
overhear it.
And your big brother said, Dan, you let 13 leaves slip through your little fingers. Your little fingers out. Maybe it was 13, not 14. So, and then when he had the call with Nick, Nick goes, how the hell are you still in there? And Nick said, she got us good. And Dan said, I'm in with them. There's been a resurrection and they won't see it coming. He's out for revenge. Um, At this point, Jack said, I can't believe it's taken Dan 48 years for him to get on television and for his
Well, it
talent
hasn't.
to be unearthed. Unearthed. It hasn't.
No, as we know, he was. I think I told you on the last pod, didn't I? Did we talk about the last
He
pod?
was telling that story to someone, wasn't he, in the house about something about the ocean. What was it?
What's that?
He was swimming in the ocean to try and avoid something to do with COVID or something.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh
No,
yeah.
the thing told you was that well, he was on the news because he'd breached COVID rules to go and get his bike repaired, and I
Oh,
think
that
that's
was
where they
it.
found him. Yeah,
I think he did something in the ocean as well. He was
no
up
idea
to
about
some
that.
shit.
He might he might have something else in his history on TV. There's definitely
Oh
someone else who's
yeah.
been on TV.
I wouldn't be surprised. Um, so the next thing I've got is the comp.
Me too. Oh, it was the floating balls one. That reminded me of we saw that in BB Can
Yeah,
8,
who
didn't
was?
we?
Oh, I know who it was. I was trying to remember who it was. Didn't it? It was like Dane and Adam and Anthony, wasn't it? Doing it. And
No, Sheldon's series.
they were
Because I
just.
remember they announced COVID, and then we saw them doing that comp, and we were like, "Why are they letting them put their faces against each other?"
Oh yeah, but because weren't they just in like prom outfits or something like that?
Maybe.
I think I'm
Can't
thinking of a
remember.
different one to you because I definitely remember them doing it as well. But yeah, either way, it is unhygienic. But were these pairs chosen at random or were they? No, they were. It seemed
I
like
haven't got.
Alliance members were together.
I think they chose them
Mm,
their pairs because Jess and Kate were together, weren't they? I
yeah.
think
Don't know how Dan
again.
ended up with Marley then. Suppose
Me
because they're
neither,
best
because
buddies.
Marley's kind of tall and Dan's short, so like it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to logically be a
No.
match.
Although their strategy was actually quite good of Dan like having it on the side of his face.
Because he didn't want to be near Marley's lips, I think more
Yeah.
like, don't you? It did seem to
Yeah.
work.
But it was actually,
Dan's so awkward in all of these comps, isn't he?
oh, his face was just a picture. It's like they're like
Like
mutant, yeah, like sort of Siamese twins. Uh, um,
wherever. Oh yeah. So basically, you had to transfer the balls from the airstream using your face,
mm.
30 of them into a cylinder, and then you got onto the Terra's TikTok similar comp
Yeah,
where you
it
had
was
to
like that. Yeah,
bounce them down
it
the
was.
blocks
Mm.
into a cylinder, and I
It
really
quite,
enjoyed in this
quite
in this
hard, didn't it?
competition. Yeah, I really enjoyed watching Marley kind of get into a
Mm.
rhythm, and Dan on the side like a little
Oh
cheerleader,
God, he was just
kind of.
celebrating so hard.
But it was almost
Mm.
um like a villain sort of manipulating Marley into protecting him. Basically, it was like
Yeah,
Dan saw his safety through Marley, and it
yeah,
was like he was kind of like pulling the strings to sort of
yeah,
get his safety. It was so cool.
yeah. It was good. So Dan and Molly won. Right, that's the next thing I've got.
Yeah, but how can Dan turn the game upside down with Marley in the room? That's obviously my own question. Well,
Well, did you notice how when
or
they
did
went?
someone else say that?
Did you notice how when they went? Oh, also I did notice Katie didn't go to Molly. That was her undoing because she obviously thought she was safe. But Marley went to Dan. So who would have been your three before you come in here today? And Dan
Mm.
goes, no,
Damn it, I'm not
I'm
telling you
not
that.
gonna. As soon as he said that, Marley should have been like, and then
Fuck, what's up here? Yeah,
yeah, and then when they said, okay, we'll both pick one each, and then we'll sort of have a joint one. And then when Dan said
that's so
Katie,
quick.
I think Marley was just like, what the fuck, wasn't he? But once again, Marley was ineffectual in that situation in the diary room and just kind of let it happen, didn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Just like the first time around in the when the plane people went on the block.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
um,
Also, it was noted on excuse me on the podcast "It's Time to Go" that I was listening to
mhm,
that when Dan went to the diary room with Christina
mm,
to nominate in a previous competition, she had said we'll pick one each, and he said
mm.
no, I'm not happy with that, and
Ah.
then eventually like pushed his nominations through.
Mm. Yeah, because I thought they might just put up, some floaters in the middle, but Dan was like, fuck this, I'm taking my chance. I might not get another chance. And I was like you, I was like, no, no, this is too soon, but actually fucking worked out.
Mm.
And then I like the fact they cut to the house and Jess said, oh, Nick would be so happy for Dan that he's won. And it's just like, little do you know what's going on in the DR.
Oh.
Mhm. um, I noticed
Wait,
Marley.
Marley nominated Ari as per
Mm,
Katie's wish, though.
yeah. And who was the safe vote?
Charlotte, they
Oh,
settled on.
yeah. I
I can't
noticed
even remember.
Marley's nipples were hard. I don't know if that was because of the excitement or it's just nippy in the DR.
Bit of both.
Yeah. Dan said he put Katie up as she's the biggest threat to his game and she helped bury my best mate. Go on.
When they came out of the diary room for the announcement, Dan sat next to Katie, which I thought was an interesting choice.
That was the picture. That was the picture.
Ah,
Like
okay.
him just like looking over her shoulder and her face and his face. It was so fucking good. The way they framed that shot. I don't know if that was like intentional or it just was so perfect. It was like Dan was sort of hiding behind her, wasn't it?
I just wondered, like, it was quite bold of him. He obviously owns his moves, or he
Hmm.
wants to intimidate her. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Katie goes, "What's the dealio?" to Dan
As
after it
soon
was announced.
as soon as the noms were announced, Dan just walked straight off. Did you notice? He was just like, "See you later."
Yeah, I've written Katie's worried about a blind side.
Katie was shitting it, wasn't she? She was such a bad loser. She was just like so bitter, and I was just loving it.
Jess said that she was annoyed, and then she said, "Was it all an act?"
Mm. Oh yeah,
And
this is when they
I
were
was up
sort
to
of sitting.
Dan, and he said, I'm playing the game."
This is when they were sort of sitting at the table, and they sort of cornered him, and were like having to go. It was like it's just a game. It's not, it's not personal, although it is a bit personal. And yeah, Jess was going, "We scrambled for you." And Katie said, "You will go home after the next eviction." It's like, oh well, you'll go home this eviction, so fuck you, bitch. Um,
Katie said that they scrambled to save Dan, but I was
mm,
like, really? They scrambled to remove Mel? It's not the
yeah,
same thing, is it?
no, it's not, no. And Dan went, "Well, I'm having a crack. I'm having a crack." um, he said it's going to get pretty. Oh, Sid said it's going to get pretty spicy at the eviction. Shout out, Spicy V. It was just so nice seeing Kate in that situation. Just her face was just like fucking thunder. She was so pissed off, and it was just, you actually did fall for it. And it was just, oh, it was so good. It was delicious. Mhm.
Jess was in the cave telling
Mm.
Charlotte that she has to vote against
Oh
Ari.
yeah, she was really putting the pressure on, wasn't she? But I think Charlotte and Ari are friends. And that's the trouble. I think Katie isolated herself with Jess and Marley, and all the other kind of floaters are all friends. And this is what happened with SJ,
Mm.
who basically said, "You ditched me for that." So it was too
Yes.
late for Katie to start trying to like apply that pressure because she'd already not been shoring up those relationships enough.
Yeah, and then Katie suddenly like kind of remembered that she needed to keep SJ sweet, didn't she? And then um SJ goes, you didn't check in with me, Katie. Katie said like I check in with you or something. She's like, no, but you didn't check in with me.
And also
And she
even
said like she feels low down in the alliance. I'm like, someone's actually realized they're not safe.
yeah, and also Gaz saying, "Oh, I check in with you." That's not what you do with your friends. You don't check in with them. You hang out with them because you like them. Checking in with them is just sort of keeping them warm, keeping them sweet as an
Yeah.
option, isn't it? So it was
And
just like, fuck you, Kate. You should have really like put in more work here with other people, which you didn't do. So,
do you remember what Katie said when faced with this from SJ?
go
That
on.
she's not been checked in with.
Mm.
I'll take that on board.
Ah,
Yeah,
perfect.
our classic.
Perfect. Can't believe I missed that. Um, Ari was campaigning against Katie. I haven't written down anything from that. Oh, and then
I
Dan.
just wrote here, Ari is so fake and I can't stand
Eh,
him.
I don't mind him that much. And then Dan said there's a storm brewing, and I think Sid said, "Is that the weather or inside the house?" The classic, a storm brewing. We love it.
What do you think, Sid?
Stupid Sid. And it's now or never. Dan was rallying the troops, and then Dan and Kate are in the bathroom, and he was like, "Oh, you look good," and she was like, "So do you." It's like we're both in black. um, I know I've said at this point, don't you think Dan cares more about getting revenge for Nick than actually winning the game? He cares more about
Yeah,
getting Katie out than like furthering his long term gain, doesn't he?
yeah, but I suppose like given what's happened so far,
Hmm.
he kind of he's probably hungry for that, for him to be able to take Katie out.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if Dan left without taking Katie out? That would
Oh,
be kind of tail between your legs, wouldn't it?
if she'd got him out, that I would have been so gutted. So
Mm.
let him win that battle. If he doesn't win the war, at least he did win the battle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So now we had the evictions.
Eviction ceremony. I
Uh-huh.
didn't realize they called it a ceremony.
No, I think I might
Um,
just be calling it that.
no, they do,
Oh, they
because I've
did.
written it
Mhm,
down myself. Yeah.
mhm.
Um, Sonia had her hair down for a change. She always puts her hair up, which I think looks a little bit lazy.
It looks horrible as well. It looks so much better down.
Yeah, she had this lilac dress on, and again, one shoulder out. I feel like we saw that dress last series, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Looked familiar.
Mhm.
I always feel like Sonia dresses in the color scheme of the show.
Mm,
It's like purple, pink,
mm.
or black.
Oh, I'm gonna look out for that.
Sonia said, "So Danny, why did you put up Katie?" And
Mm,
then he said that she's a champion, and you get one chance to take a crack at
mm.
Katie.
He said she does scare me. And
Jess
Kate said it was a big move.
Jess said she thought that Dan was going to protect them.
Mm. And Dan said, "You shook my hand and you said you wouldn't put me, Mel, or Nick up," which is true. Um,
Yeah, exactly. He said he couldn't trust them because they flipped when he was sick.
mm. Yeah,
SJ
it's back
calls
to her.
Katie. SJ called Katie open-hearted and
Mm,
said she loved her to bits.
mm. But she's looking towards her future game. As soon as she said that, I thought there's no way she's keeping Katie because you couldn't say that shit and actually keep her. Don't
No,
you think?
definitely not.
Um, this this was so tense. The music they were putting over the top of it, it was just like, it was just like, I was like, oh my god, I can't cope. It's like almost too much.
Sid said he's put her on the chopping block, and now it's up to the house, up for the house to decide
Mm,
whether to finish the job for him.
mm.
Finish the job for him.
Did you get say you got spoiled on this episode?
No,
I think
thankfully not.
I
I got
think
spoiled on Nick actually.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think Laurie got spoiled on this episode and she was cursing it
Oh god, that would be the worst
with
one to get
that.
spoiled on.
I was
I,
concerned that the housemates
you
weren't.
probably watch. She probably watched the advert from Seven.
Yeah, exactly. Well, did you think they were going to vote Katie out, or I thought they got to once she sat there, they got to, haven't they?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. To be
Mm.
honest with you, Katie said, "If you take a shot, you do want to make sure it hits." We hear that
Mm.
all the time in Big Brother, don't
Better
we?
not swing and miss.
Well,
Mhm,
they didn't.
mhm.
Have you got anything else before the vote?
I've just got once again. Dan's game looks at risk, but is it? I don't know where I've put that. No, then we had the vote. Dan was emotional, wasn't he? Oh, was that afterwards? He was sat there, sort of.
Was he?
Yeah, he was looking emotional, probably because happy he's won. Um, so Katie got 6 votes. Ari got 2 votes. Charlotte got none, I think.
No, she got one vote.
Yeah, she got one.
Um, and I watched the extended vote on that.
Oh,
She got
God.
one vote from Mary, and Mary
Oh,
nominated Charlotte because she can be quite annoying. She
yeah,
said,
that's a good reason. That's a BBUK reason.
like, "What is Mary doing?" Mary's just like bumbling around
Don't know
there,
what's
like not
going on.
quite knowing what's going on.
What the day of the week is.
I've written that SJ gave a Judas kiss to
Mm.
Dan. I said, "It's just a game. You're a superstar."
Mm. And then
I
when
feel like
Kate,
SJ needs to sort her alliances out,
yeah, she
her alignment
does.
out.
Then when Katie went, she was taking so long to leave. I was just thinking, just go. It was like she was just waiting for something to happen to save her. It was just like, just get in that car and just,
Slowly walking down the corridor,
yeah, yeah, looking around like,
waiting for like an
yeah.
announcement.
It's like, no, just fuck off. Um, and then she in the cab, she was moaning about being blindsided by SJ and Mary, wasn't she? The people
Oh
from
yeah, she's
Attic.
felt betrayed by the mums.
Mm. Well, you should have. get paid them more attention, not drop them for the Braun alliance.
What did you think of Katie's fashion sense?
Awful, absolutely diabolical.
Yeah.
That fucking puff sleeve black thing she was wearing. Ugh.
And yeah,
I liked
I don't know what it was. I
glasses.
didn't. You know what?
Her pink glasses.
See, I don't remember those. You always
I,
notice the glasses.
I've actually ordered some glasses to try on at home.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
I want to
modeling
get.
those on Instagram soon from Mr.
I need to get
Specs.
some new ones actually because
Mm.
mine had these for like a couple of years now.
Yeah, I've had my glasses for about 5 years, but then I don't wear glasses as much as you do. So that was it.
These ones like fall off my face all the time.
Oh
It's kind
yeah,
of
they've
annoying.
got a bit loose.
No,
That
they're
was
actually new ones,
oh,
but
perhaps they need
they're
tightening then.
they're the pair that Dan crushed them, and I had to
Oh,
buy the frame on eBay.
oh,
To pop my lenses back in, and I tried to like bend it myself, and then I've taken
uh,
it to Specsavers twice, and they've just not managed to do it very well.
shit. That was so good. It was such a good week of Big Brother. I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was, but I remember I sort of like crammed in the episodes, and then they were like, "It's coming next on TV on is it Monday?"
Hmm.
And I was like, "That's a long while to wait after having so much Big Brother."
Yeah, that's the trouble. They don't space it out well. Do the email.
Yeah, right. If you want to email us to let us know what you think about Big Brother Australia, send us an email to bbonpluspod@gmail.com. Now, I decided to have a little look through our junk emails,
I don't know
our
what made you
spam
think.
folder,
I don't know what made you think to do that.
just because I thought we haven't got many emails. Maybe they're going to the spam.
And there actually was one in the spam.
And I found one from Braden from last week in the spam. So
Why
sorry
did
about that,
Braden go
Braden.
to spam? That's no good.
I don't know.
Get back into
Um,
spam, Braden.
but anyway, this is Braden's week 2 BBAU. What's the word?
Musings.
Thoughts, musings, yeah. Um, and if I did read these out last time, sorry, but I don't think I did.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Hey, Lindsay and Gaz, this past week has been so good. Absolutely loving Tilly. We didn't get to see much of Michael.
No, we did not.
Charlotte not participating was so sad, but she's still there somehow. Or in what? What did she not participate in? Other
When she
box, hand in the
participated.
box challenge.
Oh, I was thinking this week, but this is from last week.
Her VT and how she's in the house are two completely different people.
Mm.
It's quite endearing, actually. That's not endearing.
Not sure about that.
You can't give good. Well, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a great VT, but I don't want to see someone who's different in the house.
No, it's false advertising.
Hmm. Yeah, false advertising. Yeah, you got caught up in the lag there. Christopher was robbed. Loved seeing a naked magician, and he was always playing the game too.
Oh, I forgot who that was.
Now, I feel like if you Google like the naked magicians,
Mm.
you might recognize them. I feel like I've seen them on TV, or they
Oh,
look like something from Australia's Got Talent, but I'm not sure if they are from that.
huh.
SJ and Mary's eviction was so shocking. Shocking. Never expected a double fake one.
Mm.
That twist was really good, and them giving intel to some other housemates was interesting. I will admit as well, Daniel is quite funny.
Why are you begrudgingly admitting? It's
Come
Braden
on.
and Dan hater.
Well, clearly he thinks Charlotte is endearing, so yes, we're not seeing eye to eye here. I will say that the last episode of the week really got me excited for the rest of the season. Like I felt the tension all the way through the episode, which is something I didn't feel until the final 4 from last season. The twist seemed to be rigged from a lot of people on Twitter, but it really sets up the discourse that's going to occur. By the way, sad that Carlos had to be the sacrifice, though.
Mm.
Fave moment, the tofu incident.
Mm.
Top 3 faves, Tilly, Marley, and Mary.
Oh,
Mary.
that's an interesting top 3.
Kind regards and much love, Braden and Harvey.
Oh, thanks, Braden.
And we'll have more thoughts from Braden after this
I'm,
feedback from Laurie.
I'm curious to see if Braden's opinion has changed by the next email. We shall see.
Still a Mary Stan or not? Let's see.
Mm.
Laurie says,
Hi, Laurie.
"What a week! BBAU is bringing sit on the edge of my seat entertainment.
Correct.
I've read I've read a lot of complaints about the episodes being too long, but I prefer well edited episodes over ones cut too short.
Mm.
Yeah, we know that from the way you listen to this podcast. Um, I was thinking about what the US episodes will be like this summer,
Mm.
and we all know there will be so much wasted time with scripted diary rooms explaining how comps work when we can watch them with our very own eyes, etc., etc. Good point. Got spoiled on the latest eviction episode. Grrr.
Mm.
As the BBAU Twitter account just love to put way too much information out before we've even had an opportunity to watch the damn thing. There you go.
That is
It was
annoying.
from official sources. Why BBAU? Why?
It's really
Thank
stupid.
good. Thank goodness for the mute button.
Mm.
I'm not sure if you watched the preview for the upcoming coming week,
I
so I
did.
would just say this season is going to be the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh,
I'm going.
good.
I'm going to enjoy every long episode and be
Yes.
grateful for each one. Ta-ta for now, loyal listener Laurie. Love heart emoji.
Oh, that's good.
P.S. Thanks for the Spotify link to the Tully podcast, Gaz. Enjoyed listening to her BBAU evicted housemate interviews with the behind the scenes info sprinkled in.
Cool.
I knew Laurie would appreciate that. Something I was needing to say.
That sounds hopeful then for next week. This week.
I know what's coming next week, though.
Yeah. Is it something good?
Well, I don't know, but I don't
Mm.
know also what I should tell
Okay.
you.
Oh,
Probably
don't
I
tell
shouldn't
me.
tell you.
Tell me nothing. Yeah,
It's
and
Australia's worst kept secret, anyway. But
and for um US viewers, US starts on July the 7th, I think. So it'll be
I
fun.
think
You
that's what
already
we said.
pitched.
Yeah,
You not wanting to cover it?
I just don't want to watch another crap season.
Yeah, but you got to give it a chance. Ain't you?
This is the thing. I always give it a chance. It's always
Mm.
crap. So then it's like
Oh.
once you give it a chance, you can't pull out, can you?
All right, we'll give it one more chance and then that's it. Like an abusive, it is like an abusive relationship. One more chance.
Well,
Mhm.
the glimmer of hope is that the casting is done by the same person that cast
Yeah.
Over the Top, which
Yeah,
is
and that was
very
good.
positively regarded. So
Yeah.
that's, I suppose, of
Yeah.
benefit. And they've also, I forgot, Alfie reminded me yesterday, or whatever it was, that they did also commit to diversity in
Mm.
this next season. So
That does give me some hope.
we'll see. I just
We'll
think
see.
that, I wish they'd do more with the brand and the house and the
Oh, you know
format.
they
They're
won't.
just, exactly,
You know
they
they
won't.
won't. Mhm. I like it that way.
So also they're launching Love Island on the same day. They're kind of
Ah.
like trying to put Love Island and Big Brother in bed with each other. They
Oh,
announced
what?
the launch on that thing we got an invite to. What's that app again?
Oh yeah, I've forgotten now, but I know what you mean.
That that thing. That
Yeah.
thing we have conversations. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where they announced it.
I see. Thanks.
Clubhouse. There you go, Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Who's thanking Laurie?
Yeah. Thanks, Laurie.
Um, Braden's week 3 email is here,
Mhm.
not in the junk where it does not belong.
Well, let's see what he has to
Get
say
it
for
right.
himself first.
Hey, Lindsay and Gaz. Well, this is quite a long one.
Oh,
Excuse me. Jesus Christ, needed a while to comprehend this week. Mitchell going home was the biggest robbery so far. Why is he like all these boring
I know.
people?
Like, who cares?
Like, he deserved more screen time.
What to talk
I don't
about
know
bird
how.
watching more? Great.
Exactly. Tune into his YouTube show on platypuses if you're that interested. I don't know if he's gone. I don't know how Nick possibly thought that him not being able to scramble for himself because of a cage was ever a good idea.
No, me either.
I appreciate that the move. I appreciate the move that was made towards Nick for the gameplay. But are we really going to sit here and act like shit isn't going to hit the fan when Danny comes back? The letters from home were nice to see. It felt more genuine this time, actually, because we got to see them more. Also, the plane with the loved one sign. I
Mm.
remember there being one for last year on how things were shutting down due to COVID. We
Mm.
didn't get to see that.
Ah,
What? Someone sent a banner over the Big Brother house saying there's a deadly virus
yeah,
on
that's
the
weird.
loose
That's
and the
weird.
world is going into lockdown.
Yeah, that's weird.
The rivalry was in full swing, and to be honest, I was kind of over it, waiting patiently for someone to go. I now became a rooter for the floaters. You've, Now you've been rooting for these floaters since your email went to junk, and that's why it went to the junk.
The rivalry was epic. The rivalry is fucking brilliant.
He doesn't want that. He wants
What are you
Mitchell
looking
talking
for?
about birds
I don't get
and
that.
Mary discussing her carpal tunnel.
I don't. I'm not on the same page as you here. But carry on.
He said, I never freaked out more than seeing Ari win that flag challenge. Like literally about to jump off my seat with anxiety. Yeah, but who did you want to win? About to
Yeah.
fling my wine everywhere. Buzzing, he pulled it off.
Oh,
Oh, we need to talk, Braden. Why do you want Ari to win the competition and put some good TV out like that?
yeah. I don't get that. I do like Ari better than Gaz does,
He's so disingenuous.
though.
Buzzing, he pulled it off. Them getting rid of Melissa was Team Katie's biggest mistake. Mel was basically dead woman walking.
Hmm.
At that moment, I vocally let out, "Sorry, sis, I think you're fucked." About who? Mel. Fast forward, Danny is ready to take a shot. The kissing ball challenge was nice to watch, to be honest. He's put a winky face after that. Who did he
Marley
like
and Dan
seeing?
kissing, maybe? Nearly kissing?
I mean, I'm guessing so, but why do you want to see Dan kissing anything apart from Katie's ass and then voting her out?
Yeah.
Um, you try and sell an inch to a real estate agent, he'll turn it into a mile. I kind of thought Marley had a little more fight in him to save Katie.
Why? He didn't last time either.
No.
He's shown that
If it
he
was the other
doesn't.
way if it was the other way around, there's no way Danny would let Nick up there.
Yeah. That is 100% accurate.
Hmm. I've never been so on and off about someone as much as Danny, but him sitting next to Katie for the noms was something to die for.
Mm.
The scene could not have been crafted any better.
Mm.
He's someone who is low key meant for reality TV. I'm not a fan of him, but I do see his game.
Mm.
And that was it. She was gone. I
Mm.
think that SJ said, I think what SJ said was the final nail in the coffin.
Mm.
Here's something that I now can't read because you don't know about it. So I'll just admit that next bit that you said, Braden.
Did you know about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Top three now
Mm.
are Tilly,
Mm.
Ari, and SJ.
Oh, God. What a mixed bag.
P.S. Sorry if this was super long. STG, there's just so much. What's SGTG?
STG. Don't know.
SGG, there's just so much to fit with 4 episodes. Yeah, tell us about it.
That's fair. And actually, I like hearing dissenting opinions because we don't just want to hear everyone who has the same opinion as us, do we? I find it
Even though we
interesting.
just rubbish all of those
Yeah,
opinions
but
that
that's
you've just
that's
expressed,
fine.
Braden, we do
Well,
want to hear those
I,
incorrect opinions about
yeah.
who's interested and who's not.
I like it because then I'm like, well, is there something more to that person that I'm not seeing? And then I'll try and look at it a bit more closely in between.
And go, no.
No, boring as fuck. More Danny, please.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, thank you. Thanks for both those emails and stay out of that junk. Oh God, I need a large glass of water and a lie down.
Oh, dear me.
Hopefully that was
Oh,
okay, considering how hungover I am. Thank you so
yeah,
much,
I think you did.
everyone.
I think you did very well given
I did my best.
the heavy day and night you had last night.
Oh God.
Day and night.
I was so excited when I saw that Katie and Danny thing, but a couple of days later, you've come
Yeah.
down.
Well, I think you kind of forget what's
Yeah,
been and gone. Like I
yeah,
kind of didn't remember because it's a while since I watched it. Like what happened
yeah,
in the week. That was actually a reminder for me of what's gone on in the last week of BBAU,
yeah,
and actually, it was a bloody good week.
yeah. It was brilliant. So I'm looking forward to seeing
But
what's.
now what happens? What can Danny do next?
I'm sure he'll pull a rabbit out of a hat, and if not, he's still got Katie out, so fuck it.
Yeah.
I know. So,
Oh, okay. Well, I
go
wish
on.
I could tell you more, but I don't want to obviously spoil
No,
anything.
don't tell me. I'd rather just see it unfold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter, light up BM.
Follow me on Twitter, BB_superfan.
Follow our podcast account, BB on Blast, and BB on Blast on Facebook. And read my book, First Aid Kit Girl.
And
And
also send us an email Even if you still got thoughts on the BB Can 9 final that we haven't heard, we're
Mm.
still open for those.
Yeah, because I'm going to be talking a bit of
And
BB Can 9 next week when I've caught up with the pods. And leave us a review if you like. We found a new podcasting platform to do this week.
yeah,
So
in the top 3%.
we're in the top 3% of podcasts globally. I can only assume there's like the top 3% has got like about 80 million podcasts in it. And then there's just a bunch where there's like 2 people listening.
Yeah, it must be that. But yeah, you
Yeah.
are listening to one of the top 3 podcasts in the world. So
Yeah.
good choices. Well done, guys.
And I think that's about it. We will be together.
That's it.
Me and Gaz will be together again next week. We'll be drinking prosecco, and if you want to
Mm.
support that initiative, please send some money to our paper.
Yeah, thanks. You can find the link on our website, bbonblast.com. And we will see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening and sticking with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, YouTube. We won't see you again. Bye.
Yes, yeah.